And we're live! Hello all, and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream! My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my very talented friend, Christopher. Ooh! And my hat-wearing friend, Justin.
It's a fact.
He's not wrong there, and we are back in 2016 with The Strange Game 1! We're feeling strange tonight. We're wearing our purple shirts and purple hats and purple...
You don't want to know. Underwear.
We are so excited to be here tonight with you, for you guys. Hope you're having a great week, because I'm not, but now I am.
Yeah.
It is 2016. We did our character creation yesterday. Look at that. That's the Trump throw right there. We did our character creation yesterday, so thank you for everyone who came out and hung out with us and did that. That was such a blast. So this is the first episode of our first time playing The Strange for the new year 2016. Welcome. This might be an 18+ show. I don't know yet.
I'm feeling it.
You're feeling 18+?
I'm feeling it. Not yet. I'm not going to swear yet, but
I think it's going to happen.
My character is definitely going to swear, but Chris would never. I would never.
Put it this way, it'll only ever be swear words. And I mean, what are swear words? But just the tools we use to...
A flourish of the language.
Exactly. It's the best part of the English language. So there might be a few swear words. Sorry if there are. If you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and give it a like, because it makes us feel really good. It makes Mike feel fantastic. Mike, you might notice, isn't here tonight. He's going to be joining us next week, but don't worry, he'll be included in this game as well as his body tonight. So please go ahead and give it a like on YouTube. It makes us feel real special. Please also follow us on Twitter. We have a lot of great tweets today, retweets and things like that from Monty Cook Games, Bruce and Monty themselves retweeted a few of our stuff. So if they're watching, or if anyone who saw that is watching, thank you guys so much and welcome, because you might be a new viewer. If you are a new viewer, that means you're probably not part of the Facebook group, and that's the coolest thing to do, because the Facebook group is the place where you get to get a little bit of XP and spend a little bit of XP. So if you're watching with the Facebook group, you guys know how this works. You get XP to when you join the group, when you like our Facebook page, when you comment with funny ideas and things like that, and then you can spend that to change the way these guys are going to play the game. You can give an XP, or 5 XP, I think, to give them a health boost. You can spend 10 XP to... give them an XP, and you can spend 15 to create a GM intrusion, meaning that you get to decide when they have to suffer. No, don't do that, he's saying, because he knows that you guys are... We already had a few GM intrusion requests spending your... So join the Facebook group. You can search us INVICTUS Stream on Facebook, or you can follow the description in the video down below to find us. Another big benefit of following us on Facebook and being part of the group is you get to participate in the polls, the questions, as well as you get to have the chance to win the most valuable post. The most valuable post is the post that we award every week to one person who has created a post on the Facebook group that's the most interesting. It created the best discussion. Maybe it was the most revealing. Maybe it was a picture of Chris's abs. Maybe it was a picture of all the many hats Justin wears. Maybe it was something like that. Or maybe it was just a compliment to me, because I know someone did compliment me. It was not at my own prompting, but, you know. So he says, the MVP post is a little reward we like to give. So this week, I would like to, first off, say that it was a tough week, because the beginning was a bit on holidays, so a lot of people were posting. A lot of great stuff. I want to shout out to Bob, because he did a really great post, which was just after Christmas, and I think they got snowed in down where he is, and he said, if you could pick any 3 games that you had to save from a fire, what would you pick? And it even prompted a discussion between my wife and I here. You know, she was like, oh, I want this game, and I was like, no, you're crazy, and no, but we actually picked pretty much similar games. So that was, I thought, a really great post, but I do think there were 2 people that stood out, and because this was a holiday and more people had joined the group, by the way, we're at 200 Facebook members. That's so good that Justin turned his hat back, Cruz.
Oh, well, that must be good.
That's wiki whack style.
And it looks like a Harry Potter character who's cool.
Yeah, you got the nerd cool thing going on. So we're actually going to award it with 2 people this week. The first one I want to award is to Matthew McHale. He is part of a group called Seven Land Hand, and he gave us just the kindest best shout out possible on his stream, on their podcast. He mentioned us as being one of the best experiences of 2015, which was just so flattering and just made me a little bit of soft,
a little weepy.
It was very nice. I thought that was just so crazy nice. So thank you, Matt. That one is. It's not just a valuable post because it did have people listen, but I thought it was also something that was just great for everybody because we do this for you guys, and when you guys tell us how much you like it, in that sense, it makes us feel good. So that one, and then I want to award it to a new guy who just joined, David Genzel, who we actually did a shout out for yesterday as well. He had a post, and he actually private messaged me first on the Facebook page, the page, not the group. And he kind of asked the same question. He said, look, how do you overcome anxiety for role-playing? And I told him to post it in the group, and I kind of suspected that maybe he would be a little too shy too. But guy posted it right there. He said, look, I have anxiety, social anxiety for certain situations. How can I get over this? And everyone jumped in. Jimmy, Jeff, Matthew, Chris, Jess, myself, Michael. We all jumped in. We had great conversation about how we like to get over role-playing, how the Invictus stream role-plays, and how people can role-play differently than that. And I thought that was a really good post. It prompted a bunch of discussions, and I thought that was a really cool thing of David to do. So, MVPs this week, Matthew McHale, David Genzel, you are the most valuable posts. Well done, guys. You get experience points that will be added to your total so that you can change the way this game is played. What is this game, you might ask? If you watched yesterday's character creation, you know. The Strange is a sub-dimension parallel to Earth's own, where anything could happen, and recursions, which are part of fantasy and fiction, run rampant in things of this nature.
Can you do that voice the entire campaign?
It was a nonsensical sentence, but when I say it like this, it makes it sound like it was intentional. The Strange is, again, a rule book system, or a system, I should say, by Monte Cook Games, and it is using their Cipher system, which we've also used in Numenera, which is also a fantastic system. We ran here, early last year. And there's a lot of detail to it. It's a great system. You can go check it out yourself and purchase it. But we're not going to go too much into that because we explained it yesterday. So I don't have too much to add before we want to start this game. Do you guys have anything?
It's only been like 13 minutes. We gotta.
I know. Where's my 20-minute intro?
Really? Wow. I'm just excited to start The Strange. Let's get this. Let's just do this.
Yeah. Well, let's just make sure. Does everyone have their drink, whether it be coffee or some sort of alcohol?
I need to get some, but maybe I'll do that at the halfway point.
Sure. As with all of our role-playing games on the Invictus stream, we, of course, implore you to play a drinking game. Again, it doesn't have to be alcohol because, we all have our problems and work tomorrow. But if you want to play a drinking game along with us, remember, anytime you see a cat on screen, you take a drink.
That's right. Cat calls and alcohols.
Cat calls and alcohols. The Invictus stream drinking game. We don't have many cats. I don't own one. Justin doesn't own one. So you're not going to be drinking very often.
I own a puppy. Maybe if you see the puppy, you have to finish your drink.
Cat calls and alcohols, pup poops, and
join the troops.
And join the troops?
Support the troops. Take some explaining.
Pup poops and join the troops. I like it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, I think we are ready to start this. You guys ready?
I'm so ready.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get all... Oh, shit. We're going to start off like this. This is the framework of the this is the title sequence.
The Strange.
It's got to have like a theremin.
Yeah. Kind of like the Doctor Who.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let me tell you a story. This story is about Sly, Dex, and Liam, and how they got home. Sly Fitzgerald grew up in Alaska, being raised by his father, alongside his two brothers, Mark and Riley. When Sly's father died in the army, Sly was the only one of his brothers who stayed on the family land, meeting, loving, and eventually marrying his wife Sarah. For most of his life, he lived in that cabin, spending time in the woods with his dog. Dr. Dex Dalton grew up in Chicago, under the quote-unquote care of his father, the evangelical priest. The large sum of money that his mother left to him was taken by his father, never allowing young Dex to see a cent of it. Because of this, Dex felt betrayed and hurt by his father. He lived his entire adult life with just enough to get by paying his rent, and playing video games. Liam is currently asleep. Sly died from exposure while out in the woods after mistaking a light snowfall for something other than the impending blizzard it was. Dex died, staring into his father's eyes. The tale of these three men, it's not an easy or short tale, but it is a strange one. Chapter 1. An argument. Well? Well, what? Is he white? Yeah. These two as well? Yeah. Are you sure that one's acting funny? Yes, I'm sure. He knows how to do his job, Burke. Okay, don't snap at me. Where are we going now? You know exactly what we're doing. We're going to come back when they're awake so we can assign them. Well, why not just wait? We have other things to do. Right. Okay, well, they shouldn't be long. Burke, shut up. With a loud yelp, you hear the heavy thumping of footsteps as a large creature backs away from you. The two voices trail off as you hear them exiting the room. As your mind races to piece together what has happened, your eyes dart open, and you see a dimly lit room with a large pot boiling off to one side. The stone walls of the room reflect the light of a fire which crackles beneath the pot, and you sit squarely on a bench. To the far side of this room, which you assume must be some sort of kitchen, dressed in ragged clothes. There are three of you sitting on the bench. You remember something vague. You remember opening your eyes, lying on a table, hearing two men arguing, and that's about it. Other than home, Earth, your family, your friends, your father. You remember this. What do you want to do?
Is the bench comfortable?
It's wood. It's hard on your bum.
Does it look like just like really roughly made wood? Is it a...
Yeah, so looking down, the wood looks like it's literally a tree cut in half, maybe sanded down on one side. Very rustic. People would pay good money for this in
I was going to say, this looks like my neighbor's work.
Poverty.
I stroke my beard. Thank God it's still there, even though all my other possessions aren't. This is one of my most prized possessions.
And Dex, you see a man sitting next to you stroking his beard.
Ah.
A man you've never seen before.
Well, he seems to know what he's doing, so I don't.
He's done this before.
I don't want to be the one to make the first move, so I'm gonna act like I know what I'm doing too. So I'm gonna look over at him and nod.
I nod back.
It's like two guys waiting for a bus. I know why I'm here.
I know, but we both are acting as if we do. Just, I'm not the idiot in the room. Okay.
Perfect. So as you're sitting there and the pot's just bubbling away, you start smelling the soup which is cooking over the fire. And
Pungent, beautiful smell.
it smells nice. It smells rustic. It's some sort of meat and potato stew.
Oh my
And
God.
as your eyes are adjusting to the dim light, you feel your mouth feels dry. And your eyes, though they darted open, feel like they haven't been open in ages. Lifting your arms, you feel stiff, as if you're just waking up from a really long nap.
I stand and I walk over to the pot.
Okay, so you try to stand.
Yeah. Did I fall over?
Give me a might roll.
Oh, terrific.
It'll be.
I'm not gonna use any effort because I imagine I could stand, but I guess
Yes,
it's
you
not a
could,
thing.
but this has been a long time since.
I don't even know. Yeah.
It's going to be a very easy.
Well, was it a 3 easy? Because
It'll be
I rolled a
simple.
9. For those of you who haven't
Correct.
seen the Cipher system before, basically Harlan has come up with a difficulty class in his mind, a difficulty number, and he multiplies it by 3. And that number I have to beat. So
Or the lazier version is Harlan looks at this.
Right, which is great. The cheat sheet. The simple 3, so a 9, and that means I beat it.
You succeeded.
I
You
stood
stand
up.
Not only that, you stand up with such vigor that you can feel the blood coursing through your legs, and you think, yeah, no, I got this shit.
I've done this before. All right. I look over at the other man who nodded to me, and I kind of nod back as if I just did something amazing.
Yeah.
And I strut over to the boiling cauldron, and I look in, and am I hungry?
You are. Yeah, your stomach feels empty. You almost have that nauseous, queasy type feeling.
Is there a bowl or anything beside the pot?
Well, there is a soup, but I mean, on the table there are potatoes and carrots and other vegetables and things like that. And you're so hungry that they seem almost more appetizing.
Okay, then I walk over to the table and I sit down. I said, please join me. We should get to know each other, I guess. I don't know how I got here, and I don't know who you are, but if it seems like we're in the same predicament, so why don't you join me over here?
And Dex, you're famished as well, and you're actually jealous at how confident he's been already.
Yeah, all right. What about this guy? And I point over to the guy who's leaning on my shoulder.
Yeah, so you see a man just kind of like completely just passed out next to you, and he's wearing the same thing, ragged, torn clothes.
Should we let him sleep?
Well, I figure if he was hungry enough to, if he was hungry, he'd wake up. So
he would have smelled it. Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you leave him there, lie him down, make sure he's okay, and then. Well, I'm going to start if you're not going to be here, and I start eating.
No, I'm coming. Wait for me. Don't be rude. And I stand up, and do I have to do my roll too?
Yeah.
All right. So I got.
Yeah, you're good too.
What? No, it was a 3.
Yeah, and you got a 7.
So a difficulty class of 3 is multiplied by 3.
No. It was simple. It was a score of 3. You needed.
Oh, okay.
It's standing up.
I wanted him to fall so bad.
No, but he does. But you do let succeed a little less than him, so you do kind of shake a little bit. And Sly kind of notices it.
And I just stand still, knowing that I'm kind of unstable. And I say, I'm fine.
So as you call out, you can hear this. The room you're in is relatively small. It's about the size of my room, which you should know. It's just that this is a standard cubic measurement. The Harlan's room.
The Harlan's room, yeah.
It's about the size of this, and the door, which is down the wall from you that you were sitting on, is open. And as you call that out loud enough, you hear it kind of reverberate out into the well-lit area outside.
I'm fine. I'm coming over in a second. I'm just the blood. I think the blood is coursing. It's pins and needles. You ever?
You talk a lot. The food here obviously was laid out for us. Let's eat something. Maybe I can think a little, and then I can listen to your banter.
It doesn't look laid out for you, to be honest. It actually looks like
it's like someone else's food that we've just kind of...
well, it looks like they were using this as a chopping block to add to the pot to make a soup, which looks like it's done.
I don't get the impression that I was going to be incorporated into the stew, do I? Like, trolls were debating how to cook us.
You could roll maybe something.
I'm going to do an intellect to see if that stew is missing one ingredient. Human flesh.
Human meat.
Yeah, how much protein is in it?
11.
You succeed. So again, you kind of suss out what's going on with the stew, and you can smell that there's a meat in it. And based on the fact that you're wearing clothes that are not your own, that look kind of weirdly stitched together, you kind of assume, no, I don't think this was to be eaten. I think maybe you're just meant to kind of rest here for a minute.
It's not for us, so I shouldn't be so bold as to eat it.
Oh, but you're starving.
It smells good. What do you mean it's not for us?
I don't know if we were supposed to wake up yet. I mean, maybe we're supposed to be like that other guy over there.
Well, if they didn't want us to wake up, they should have tied us up.
Well, I don't know about you, but ropes don't keep me sleeping. I go and look into the hallway, the opening that you said the voice reverberated down.
Yeah, so you've taken a little bit of carrot or something like that. You have a little bit of nourishment.
I would take something. I'm not necessarily going in. I want to just make sure there's no one coming. So that's gonna be really awkward if they walk in and I'm munging away.
For sure. So you kind of peek out into the hall, and Dex, you kind of watch this unfold as you still kind of shake there like little baby Bambi with your legs. And he leans out to the hall, and Chris, or I should say Sly, when you lean out, you see this magnificent, gorgeous hallway, a grand hall, which is what it looks like, until you see the dining table. There's a comically long dining table that stretches
That's
almost
the
as far as you
salt.
can see.
Yeah.
And the beautiful high sloped ceiling has these beautiful paintings along the
Gothic
top.
arches.
And the painting is a lion eating a dragon watching a princess. And you think, that's odd. And there's huge, beautiful stained glass windows depicting similar actions of heroism.
I heard that right. A lion eating a dragon watching a
A
princess?
lion eating a dragon.
Hmm.
Yeah. And as you pop out and you kind of survey this, you hear a little which echoes. And way down at the end of the table, you see just a little figure sitting there.
I immediately, as he does that, I back up. I'm just going to quickly grab a bite. There's someone out there we probably need to go talk to. So
Okay.
I run over the table and I scarf something down really quickly. So some bread and some meat, if there is. And,
There's bread. There's no meat. There's bread, vegetables, potatoes, some yellow flesh. And you can also check this room if you want to. If you want to perceive anything, any room we go into. Remember, this is role playing. You can check any room. You can search for weapons. Do whatever you want.
For those of you who watch the character creation, I just want to just do a little change in my character. I'm not that hippie anymore, just so you know. If you're like, man, Chris cannot roleplay, I've decided to change my character into a gruff, brash. I'll give my descriptor and foci later. I think that's better if we do it later, don't you?
Yeah, as your character comes out.
Unfolds. But basically, I'm not that hippie, so just play along. You'll see who I become, and I think it's a little bit more in my wheelhouse. So I grab it and I wipe my lip. That's it. I reach my hand up and I say, Sly. Oh. I go to shake whoever this weak-kneed man is. And
Actually, standing. What are you doing as he's doing this?
I'm watching. I'm observing, and yeah, while my legs are recovering. Oh, that was the man we saw.
This is me.
This is Sly.
Oh, this is Sly. Gotcha. Where's the family stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'm standing and I'm kind of, as he's doing all that, I'm looking around and just taking in my surroundings because there's not much else I can do because I cannot move. If you've ever had really bad pins and needles.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Ever wake up and both your arms have pins and needles and you have to pee really bad?
No. But if I have, I would just pee on myself.
I sleep purposefully so that will happen. It's a good challenge.
Yeah, you should. It's a challenge. Yeah, especially if morning. Anyways.
So what do I have to roll? So I'm trying to take in my surroundings. Like what?
So give me a I don't know, what do they normally roll? For intellect?
Yeah.
Intellect, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not using any effort though, so it doesn't really matter.
No, it's going to be because you're kind of searching, or you're just taking your surroundings.
I'm just taking in my. Well, I'm looking around. I'm looking. Are there any other exits? Are there any hidden doorways? Strange paintings?
Sure.
Video games?
Video games.
Video game consoles.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be just a we'll say a standard.
Natural one.
Oh, and so it
DM
begins.
intrusion.
Strange story.
You don't see
Falls
any
into the pot. That's a free intrusion, I just have to say.
I know it is an intrusion, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
free one.
yes, it is.
Now, yeah, okay. So as you're trying to look around, the pins and needles seize, and both your legs just kind of cramp up, and you go, oh, and you fall over. But the worst part is you're very close to the fireplace with the pot.
Oh no!
And you smack your head on the side of the pot, and for a second you land with a little bit of fire, and there's so you take a little bit of damage. We'll say 1 point from your.
Woo! 1 point out of might, eh?
I know it's bad, man.
Whoa!
Oh boy!
Oh, okay.
That's embarrassing.
It was bad. Sly, you're still sitting there.
As the sound reverberates, and as I'm lying on the ground, I say, "Sorry, I missed that."
Are you okay?
Well, my head hurts a little bit. You know, and I've got like pins and needles in my scalp.
They're
As
wearing
he-
off a bit now.
Okay, as he's lying, distracted by his hair being on
Sly, just so
fire.
you know, this is the man you're dealing with.
That's the man who said ahem to me.
No, this is.
Oh, that's
This is Dex.
Dex. Oh
Yeah.
wow, he looks does he have a samurai sword on his back?
No, he's just
No.
this stripped down right now.
Okay, right. He's just wearing the trench coat and stuff. That's cool.
No, not even the trench coat. Right now, you guys are all just wearing the same
in the rags, kind of like potato sacks.
Exactly.
Okay, while he's distracted with the fire in his hair, which I imagine he would be a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I grab a knife and I kind of hold it behind. Is there anywhere I'd have to keister it in order to really conceal it, I guess.
There is no. Unfortunately, you're just wearing these again, like these sacks. So you could try to.
Do I have like a belt? Do I have something like ties up the middle part of my sack?
No, you're wearing literally sacks with little things.
Well, I'll grab the knife anyways. I'm not going to conceal it because I don't. I'm from the bush, and you have a knife. That is normal. And I say, I'm going to go talk to that guy. Would you like to join me if you're feeling up to it?
I would very much like to join you. And I think I will join you. And I push myself up.
And I say, perhaps some I actually go over and help him up. And I say, perhaps some circulation will help you out a little.
Did I tell you my name's Dex?
You did not. Sly, again. And I put my hand out again to shake his hand.
Dex.
Perfect.
I'm a doctor.
You don't say.
Yes.
Yeah, so I go back out into the opening, and I say, I don't feel so bad for taking that food. I feel like they can afford it. I say under my breath to Dex. There's a gentleman, see right down there, and I point to the little figure that's, I guess, a ways away. Is that why? Because that's why he's smaller, right? Because he's far away, not because he's actually little?
Exactly. At least that's what you are assuming.
We keep walking, he doesn't get any bigger.
Yeah, it's like,
it's actually just 3 feet away.
Exactly.
I start walking towards him.
Yeah, I follow, kind of like hopping behind.
Perfect. So, Justin, as you kind of enter out in the hall, yeah, you see this gorgeous, again, these beautiful stone walls, these tapestries are also hung, and this painting of a lion eating a dragon. And right next to you is a small little table with a large jug of water and a small decanter of wine. Decanter.
Ooh,
and
wow, that's fancy.
And you see the water, because I don't think you've eaten anything yet, have you?
Mm-mm.
And you are
I haven't.
about anything else, you're thirsty.
Okay. Were there any vegetables in the other room?
Yeah, there are still lots of carrots and
Be a
potatoes.
vegetarian.
Fruits. Your character?
No, you.
Why would I be a vegetarian?
You better not be, because I'm just thinking my character probably wouldn't get along well with vegetarians.
That's all I eat.
Is vegetables?
Vegetables.
Or vegetarians?
It's not that I'm a vegetarian, just meat hurts me to eat, It's just a weird...
Yeah, that's manly.
Well, I mean, I can't help it. Sly.
Okay, well, let's not get there yet.
Start,
yeah,
guys.
we were doing so well. I don't even know this yet about you. I'm sure we're not having that conversation.
But how much money do you think this table would have cost?
Yeah, more than I make in a year, I can tell you that. Do I recognize the wood? I have...
you make it in a year?
Yeah, in a year, I imagine I could not afford this table. And
couldn't afford it, yeah.
You
can roll Wilderness Life.
Yeah, I want to see what wood it's made out of. Maybe I recognize it.
Sure. Actually, you know what? You would know. You're a wild man. So you look at it, and yeah, it's a fine mahogany.
That's all we know. I knew it was going to be mahogany.
I don't know what kind of wood with oak. It's a very expensive wooden table.
Wow.
So Dex, you pop back in, grab some vegetables, and
yeah. I forgot that they were there completely, and I run back. I say, "Oh, just a second, stay right there." And so Sly's in the middle of the room, just
awkwardly.
And I come back a few minutes. Yeah, and I've got my arm is full with broccoli and carrots, and I say, "I'm ready."
You got what you need there?
More than I need.
Okay, and I just keep walking.
Perfect. Okay, so you guys both walk towards the little ahem, and it's a good walk. Again, it's so freaking long that by the time you get about halfway, the door that you came out of is now about this big and continually shrinks. So again, these walls are beautiful stone, and as you get down to the end, you see this man who just has his hand up and going like this. And as you get closer, you see that he is not a large man by any means, but he's not regular size. Let's say that he's a little smaller than you. And as you approach, you see what is behind him: 2 large double doors up a small set of steps that are closed. And standing in front of each door is a man with a shield and a sword sheathed. And this man, you see this person sitting in the chair at the end of this table with a glorious spread of food in front of him. Hams and turkeys and chickens and foods you don't even recognize, and fruits of all sorts. And he's sitting there just eating away at grapes, and he doesn't even make eye contact as you approach. And when you walk up, he just points at his glass.
And I look at his glass.
I look at Dex and I go,
And he says, "Wine! Wine!"
and is there wine on the table? Or is it the only decanter that was way back there?
And the decanter is all the way back there.
Oh, shit.
And you look back at me, and my arms are full, and I say, sorry, man.
I say to the guys, I saw it on my way over. It's all the way back there.
And for the first time, his eyes come up to you and says, "Well, get it." And he goes back down and continues eating. And as you're talking to this man, or being talked at by him, you notice he's wearing this very long, elegant red sort of bathrobe with this looks like some sort of animal fur that you don't quite recognize, actually, lining it. He's kind of gray curls, very stately. He looks very official, very kingly. But he's not wearing a crown.
How many cups are in front of him? Just the one? He's the only person eating at this huge table?
Just one empty goblet, and he is the only person eating at the huge table.
I say, all right. I run back and I get the decanter, but when I do it, I go into the other room and get 2 more glasses.
Okay.
And then I go back and I sit down at the table across from him, and I pour Dex a cup and myself a cup and the king a cup, and I sit down and I go, "Thank you." I take a sip.
He said, and he just looks at you with fire behind his eyes. "Excuse me?
Excused.
How dare you?"
You didn't want any?
And he just kind of goes, up, 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 up. And as he's kind of flustering and getting all red-faced, you kind of step back from him and you realize that his feet aren't actually really touching the ground. He's actually much shorter than you thought. They're just kind of swinging wildly under the chair.
Is he as big as Mimor? Does he look like Mimor?
Oh, Mimor is here. Yeah, I forgot. This is
Hey,
Mimor, everybody. He's hanging out here. No, he's much bigger than that. And he's not a little person either. He's just a small person. Smaller than you guys, yeah.
So I glance at the 2 guards, and I just look. Are they just statues, or are they actual people?
No, they're actual people, and they kind of shift a little bit.
All right, and
they're wearing helms, full plate metal suits and helms.
Wow.
And I kind of nudge Sly with my shoulder, and probably loud enough so that they could hear. But not intentionally. I say, I feel like this guy's important.
I'm starting to get that impression. At least he thinks so.
And he's sitting there holding his knife and fork in his hands so tight that his little knuckles are turning red. And just as he sits there, staring daggers at you, the doors behind the knights open, and one of the doors opens, and a massive, lumbering, 2-headed ogre walks in.
Whoa. Well, that's weird.
You remember from the weight of leaving the room when you first woke up. Something, and he walks over to the man sitting there, and he says, "King Leopold, the servants awake." And now that you see him come out, you notice that he's wearing a chef's apron of sorts. And he looks at you two, and he says, "I suppose you want assignment?"
I just would love an explanation. I don't. Me and Dex here, we don't know how where we are. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you are, and I just take a drink of the wine quickly.
And the giant 2-headed ogre looks at each other, and then down at the king, who then looks at the giant ogre with daggers and a bit of shock. And the 2-headed ogre looks at you like, "What do you mean you don't know where you are? You remember?"
I remember waking. I remember storm and my home and my wife, and I would really like to get back there if that's all the same to you guys.
And either head completes the as they kind of look at each other and the king just goes, but I thought they're meant to be wiped! And the two-headed ogre walks over to you, and kind of looks down at you. Oh, what do we do, King Leopold? And the king just kind of sits there and puts his knife and fork down and leans back. Oh!
I don't remember anything. So, I mean, your beef's with him.
And the two-headed ogre looks at you, turns one of his head, and the king kind of stares at you up to the ogre and says, "He's lying, of course. They remember it all." And he throws his knife and fork down.
Wow, it was worth a shot. I say this a lot.
Lord Leopold, I take it.
King
Leopold. King Leopold. I don't mean to be rude, as I often come across that way, but are we free to go? Clearly, I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Free to go? After what we paid for you? And the ogre kind of looks at the king, just kind of trying to process everything, and looks back at you two and down at Dex. And he kind of takes a finger and pokes you, Dex, says, "What do you remember?"
Well, I remember waking up on a bench. And I remember a bright light coming from across the sky into my eyes, and I remember feeling warmth, a strong warmth. I remember broccoli, the taste of broccoli mostly.
All right. I think I remember, King Leopold. What are we to do?
Remember.
And you can see the king kind of thinking as he.
But I don't remember how I got here.
I think. And he kind of looks up at the ogre. And the ogre kind of looks down at him just with an inquisitive look. Totally, completely misunderstanding. And you guys can also. There seems to be a bit more on the walls around here if you want to roll perception too.
Sure, I'd love to look at the tapestry and, I mean, if there's more of the drawings and things like that.
Yeah, there are more drawings.
Yeah, let's see here.
Oh.
So a 16 perception.
Ah, very good. Okay, so as you're looking around, you notice a piece of paper that's kind of torn off the wall, and it looks like it's stuck up. And you can't read all of it, but it's written in a very fine scroll, and it says something about the public demands the king resign, and then it says a real king wears a crown, and that's about all you can kind of decipher from it. And the king kind of looks at the ogre with the raised eyebrow, and he kind of is like, "Are you not getting it?" And the ogre continues to look as the four of you stand there in silence.
Do I get the impression that he's trying to cue him to kill us?
You can do a perception.
So that'd be an intellect, right?
Sure. I don't really know how you roll for that, but let's do it.
Well, I mean, I must be, like, okay, I also kind of go on the table to look at the ogre. I'm like, because I've never seen an ogre. Let's just
and the ogre, and one of the ogre's head looks at you, and then the other ogre's head looks at Dex, and for a good minute of silence, the four of you are looking at each other, and one of the knights at the door just sighs, like.
I say, I think I've heard of this type of thing. A lot of these really nerdy types, they'll dress up and they'll pretend to be in the medieval times. But your costume, by far, is... I mean, Dex, look at this. The skin, the eyes, I mean, and I don't even know how he's projecting his voice.
His massive hand just goes and slaps you away just very calmly. But with such a force. Like, it's like, we would be like this, but he's like, whap! And your whole hand just goes like down.
Wow.
Sly, they said that they paid for us. Did my father behind this? You have something to do with this?
And I look at Sly, or at Dex. I'm Sly. I look at Dex and I go, and I kind of skeptically, like, is this your fault?
Well, I'm sorry if it is. I look back saying that with that.
With your eyes as well. We say a lot with just looks.
And the ogre continually just looks between you and the king.
We're all
King's
looking.
Like, and the king's like, kill them? And the ogre's like,
And when
he kind of clues in, the doors burst open, and a very beautiful woman in her mid-20s comes in, and she walks down the steps and says, Father, what is the matter? And he kind of looks up with the red face, and it goes this more scarlet shade of red. As you can see, he's immediately embarrassed. And he kind of wipes his hands on a large towel and says, Nothing, princess. This is nothing to do with you. And she looks at you two, and you're continually looking between the ogre and each other.
Yeah, for sure. This is getting silly. I don't really want to participate in this. Really, just show me the way out of this weird medieval times-esque escapade. Can I just go, please?
And she looks down at the king and says, Father, what is he talking about?
As they're doing this, I want to literally climb over the table and just start walking towards where the princess walked in to just leave.
Okay, so you like climb on the table and you just kick over like all the grapes and they're
this is just the whole play. And
the ogre's just kind of looking like, what's going on? And he's like fuming as he's trying to balance his embarrassment between the princess and his frustration with you and the ogre not understanding him. And you kind of just hop down on the other side, and the princess looks at you with kind of these shocked eyes. She says, do you remember?
I don't not remember. I don't know how I got here, I can tell you that. But Dex, come on, let's go. This is stupid.
And she slaps her father just on the shoulder, and she says, Father, you promised me that you would stop doing this. And she kept slapping him, and he gets red-faced, and again, the ogre's just staring. And he says, Now, princess, it's not what you think. They're not. It's. And Dex, you're just standing there looking like that.
Yeah, pretty much. I've dropped my broccoli.
Oh.
I know.
Well, you know what? As soon as you got there, you
It was
noticed
a
it
shock.
was so much better on the table too.
Oh yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
All right, so I kind of sit up on the table too, and I kind of shimmy across. And as I'm going across the table, I pick up some fruit and more veggies.
Did you get a beautiful turkey leg too?
No.
Oh,
Well,
you're a vegetarian.
well, kind of. I only
That
eat
sucks.
vegetables, but I don't.
Okay, well, there's a pineapple-shaped turkey leg.
Oh yeah,
Holy
good.
cow.
Good, okay, I'll take that. I'm about to get off the table, and I look back and I see that, and it's like, oh, I grab
So
it.
much sugar.
So wait, is it a pineapple shaped like a turkey leg, or is a turkey leg shaped like a pineapple?
in this world, who knows?
Who knows? It's so
I
strange.
grab the pineapple leg, and I get off the table, and I keep on making like nervous glances at the beautiful girl, and
the ogre just kind of watches you doing this.
walk towards Salai.
And as you stand down in front of the beautiful girl as well, and she finishes slapping her father, she looks to the two of you and says, I can't believe he's done this again, and I can't believe he's done it with two men. Oh my gosh.
Three men. Three.
What? And she turns to her father again and slaps him. And he goes, I didn't have a choice. And he looks up to the ogre, who again just kind of quizzically looks, and he walks over to the princess and you three, and he says, all right, king, I can kill them. And she says, you most certainly will not. And the king says, oh, but he must. Otherwise, well, I guess he doesn't have to now that you know. And she kind of looks at him, and the ogre looks at him, and they all kind of share another look. A lot of empty looks in this family.
That's right.
Yeah. They just look at each other.
Can I in the meantime be inspecting the guy in the armor, like really up close, and go, wow.
Yeah. So this is guy.
I want to like ting it with my knife all over his chest plate and be like, wow, that's like how did you do that? You have
he's massive. So as you stand up to him and you kind of pull out your knife, he doesn't really even flinch, but you kind of bring it close, and all he does is he's holding his shield in one hand and his other hand is free. And as you kind of lift your sword, he just kind of puts out a fingertip to stop it.
Yeah.
And before it touches, and it touches the metal of his fingertip, you go ding, and he just puts it back away. And then you try again, he does it again.
And I say, man, you guys have really committed.
And then he just very softly puts a hand on your chest and just pushes you back down the stairs away from him.
Fair enough. Whatever. And I turn around and I go.
So you really think this is one of those theater production things?
I have no idea what these freaky people are into, Dex, but all I know is it's getting late in the season and I need to get a lot of work done. So,
and the princess
King Leopold, was it? King Short Leopold?
Short! And he starts crying. What do you mean short?
And I just kind of put my hand towards his face, and I talk to the princess. May I talk to you, miss?
And he says, kill them! Kill them! And the princess says, Father, no, spare them. And she looks at you, Sly, and she looks you up and down, and you are a large man. You're a strong man. You grew up in the wilderness. And your gray beard and your weathered face shows signs of someone who can get things done. And then she kind of looks at Dex and nods as well, and turns back to the king and says, Father, I think these men might be able to help you with your little problem. Yeah. And the king cries out and says, how do you know about that? And she goes, your crown, Father. And he goes, oh, yes, yes.
That problem.
They could. But... And he kind of sniffles and looks back towards you and looks towards the ogre. And he says, but how do we know they can be trusted? And the princess says, Father, you've already taken away... And she says, enough, princess. Burke, Bon, bring them to the throne room. And the large ogre wraps a massive hand around each of your shoulders. And he says, okay. And the three of you turn around. One of the knights steps aside, and the double doors open. And immediately in the next room, you enter. And the next room is, again, a beautiful room. Tapestries hanging, bright lights pouring in from the ceiling, from the skylights, beautiful stained glass windows, and a throne up a small set of stairs. And there's also people. Hundreds of people, but they're all sitting around, kind of like just, a few of them as you kind of walk by, they're kind of playing like cards or something. You don't really recognize it. One person's just kind of like sitting in the corner like he's hung over. One guy's picking his nose and like flicking at a girl and she's laughing. They're all like 40 to 50 and they're all dressed in nobility. The
best thing
they all really don't give a shit. And as you walk in, they all kind of stand up and they look at the king and they're like, oh, yeah. And as you're walking by, you can hear a few of them clearing their throats, and you hear a few of them go, oh, rabble, 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 as if they're just trying to make sound. Yeah.
Literally saying rabble?
Literally saying the words rabble, and you can actually pick that out. And you're like, okay. So you go in, and he stops you, or the king is kind of proceeding, and the princess and the king go up this flight of stairs, and the ogre stands at the bottom of the stairs with a hand on each of your shoulders. And as he's approaching, he notices the knife in your other hand, Sly, and he just kind of takes it from you and just drops it. And he continues up to the bottom of the stairs, and he holds you there as the king walks up and turns around, kind of puffs out his little coat, and sits down in his throne. And at this point, all the hundreds of people are kind of talking, and they're standing, and they're kind of walking around, and they're all now looking at the king, and the room starts to go quiet, and the two knights that follow him are now standing on either side of the throne room. And he clears his throat. These men? And he looks at the princess, and the princess kind of looks like him. I'll help you get your crown back, Father. And he goes, yes, but first, a test. The three wise men, please. And as he's sitting there, you see three very old men walk down from the second story. Very old. And they kind of just take their time. And everyone's just kind of standing around. You hear a few people and an hour goes by, and they get and they each eventually stand on the left side of the king. And the king turns to them. Edric, Eric, and Ernest, what advice have you? And the princess is now leaning on the throne, just kind of rubbing her eyes. Oh my god. And the first one, Edric, turns to the king and leans forward and he whispers something. And the king kind of looks confused for a minute. And he says, What? And again, he leans down and whispers again. And the king leans forward and looks at Eric, the middle one, and he's just standing there with his eyes shut, like this. And the king motions to one of the knights, and the knight walks over and pokes him. And the middle man goes, "Ugh!" and falls over. As the crowd kind of goes, and the knight bends down with the clinking of his armor and turns to the king. He's dead. The king motions to get him off. And Edric and Ernest now stand side by side as the king wipes his eyes and the princess kind of rolls hers. And he says, 2 wise men are a test for these 2 who are asking to be spared in the gracious wit of the king. What say you? And the 2 wise men look to each other and say, a test is most requested at this point. The elders believe that a test be the test. And the audience kind of claps, and you 2 are kind of looking at each other like, how are you looking at each other?
I'm kind of like, is this what people do in the city? Is this?
And as if it's like the best idea in the world, the king's like, yes, a test will be a test. But what test shall we test? And murmurs from the crowd kind of echo, and the 2 of you are kind of looking around. And you see a small hand rise up just to the left of you. And this is a small person. And the king looks towards the hand. You there, you have a test for these men? And very slowly, the small creature walks up and reveals his face to only the king, who, wide-eyed, looks shocked. The imp. And a hush rolls over the crowd. Oh, God, the imp, what? What did he say? Rabble. And he, the imp lowers his hand and says, if you would be so kind, king, allow me to offer them the first test. And the king, very scared at first, gets a coy smile. Very well. Proceed, imp. And the imp walks up a few steps and turns towards the 2 of you. And he lowers his cloak, and it drops to the floor as the crowd hushes. Hush. And you see this small, impish man in a little hat and trousers. And he addresses you. A wager, young men. Oh, sorry, that's the king's voice. A wager, young men. My name I will never tell. I have made a living spinning.
Rumpelstiltskin.
And in an instant, he poofs and disappears. In a scream. And the king's just sitting there.
This is stupid.
And the princess leans up with her mouth open, and the 2 wise men, and everyone's just quiet for a minute as the cloak kind of just like disapparates, and the scream of an imp just kind of echoes.
And I don't even acknowledge this. I'm just going around like checking the props and stuff. I'm like, man, they are really.
Well, you're still the ogre's still holding you in position.
So then I'm like checking his fingers and stuff.
Yeah, after they're huge, and after a good minute, just everyone screams. Just everyone screams. The king is standing on his chair screaming, and he's pointing at you, and you can't hear what he's saying, but he's just pointing and screaming. And finally, everyone kind of calms down. The princess pats him. And he kind of just, and he's been crying again too. He's like, shit! How did you know that? No one knew that. He's been torturing us for years. Shit! Shit! And the two wise men standing next to him go, shit! Shit! shit, and everyone's just saying shit, and you can hear people saying shit.
Shit.
I gotta join in. Shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Shit.
So the king sits them back down and says, very well. Very well. You have proven yourselves fine knights. Then I decree a quest. And all of a sudden, all the crowd, a quest, a quest, a quest. And they all start jumping up and down. A quest, a quest. And the knights, who are very calm and collected, a quest, a quest, a quest. And the old men, a quest. And he drops down his cloak and he takes 2 steps forward and he says, there is a quest for you. For a long time this kingdom has gone without a proper ruler, as my crown has been stolen, not this 3 years, but now. Outside our large, strong city walls lay the dark forest.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a local park or something like that?
No, the dark forest is a place of great evil.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying if I get your crown, I can be done with the charade and you'll bring us back to where we're supposed to be.
Yes. If you complete the quest. And as he says the quest, people, the quest, oh, the quest, the quest.
Leopold, how long will this take?
No knight has ever succeeded at returning the crown, for the dark forest is a dangerous place.
Well, I'm game. I got nothing else to do.
Yeah, I can tell you don't do much. And I kind of gesture to his physique as if, clearly he's been playing video games for a long time.
And
Hey!
your comment voices throughout the thing, and everyone laughs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And the
None
whole
of you
audience
know
laughs.
me. None of you know me.
Jolly good, jolly good. And the king laughs. He is quite scrawny and weak.
Leopold, I tell you what, I will humor you for a couple hours. I will do this thing, but after that, you really have to let me go.
We will set you on your way, for I do know what you speak of in the world you came from, and I will set you there. But first, the quest. Retrieve the crown.
From the dark forest.
No. No. Beyond the dark forest lay the endless crevasse. And there's a hush that lies over the crowd. Hush, 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 hush.
It's probably the subway or something stupid like that, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go through the park, and we go to the subway. And in the subway, I'm looking for...
No. Beyond the crevasse lay the tower. The tower. Oh, the tower. The tower.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And do we have to go up the tower?
Nay. Beyond the tower lay the Gain Gobur house. Inside the Gain Gobur house, you will find nothing until you pass through it and set your sights upon the graveyard of the damned. And there the crown sits atop the gravestone of our former king, King Brookenshire. Return that crown to us, and I will set you on your way home.
This is stupid. Why was the king there in the first place?
Why was the king there in the first place? Why was the king there in the first place? I do not know. Return this crown, and you shall find your way home.
I'm having fun. You having fun?
Some nights.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll make
I
sense.
sigh
to me.
heavily. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this over with.
Well, yeah, but I mean, in these circumstances, I mean, he's asking a lot from us. You're asking a lot from us, King Leopold.
Well,
We got to go through a dark forest, over an endless crevasse, around a tower, which could be very intimidating, and in a place that we can't even understand to get a crown from a king that might want to kill us. I think we got to be better prepared than just going in our whatever it is we're wearing.
And a laugh kind of rolls over the crowd. And
I mean,
the
that's
king kind of,
that's what they do in the movies, at least. You'd give us something to, go.
I know not of these movies you speak of. I assume you mean pornographic images, and I have none of it. But I suppose you make a fair point. So roll a intellect or a persuasion of some sort.
Persuasion. Okay, so because I'm strange is my descriptor. I actually get a minus towards it. They were just ridiculing me and laughing at me, so I think that probably might.
You get a minus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it increases the difficulty.
Yeah, one tier.
Increases difficulty.
By one tier. So whatever the normal tier would be for you.
It's going to be standard, so now it's going to be demanding. You need a 9 or above. Do you want to spend effort on this?
No, not really, because I'm just kind of like, yeah, what the heck is going on? It doesn't really matter that much.
It doesn't feel that real.
Okay.
Hey.
12.
Oh, okay. So the king kind of thinks for a minute. Very well. You shall have access to the armory. Go speak to Grufflebelly. He is the keeper of the armory, and he mumbles a lot. Good luck and Godspeed. And he sits back down on the crown, or on the throne. That'd be pretty easy. And
The
ogre
still holding us?
What's that? Yeah, he's still in it.
Yeah. Okay.
He turns around with you, walks maybe 20 feet to the door, a small door next to where you exited from in the other room, as you kind of see everyone else in the throne room sitting back down, pulling out their deck of cards, flowing snot boogers. Yeah. And he leads you down a dark pathway. Oh, you guys are going to have a tough time getting out of here.
Well, what makes you say that?
No one's ever got beyond the dark forest.
But no one ever knew Rumpelstiltskin's name either, but that didn't really stop us, did it?
Well, how did you know that? That was very cool.
Yeah, that was really impressive, Sly. Did your parents read to you as a kid?
Yeah. Didn't yours? Wait a
And
second.
as he leads you down to the armory, he says, the only person who's ever gone into the dark forest and returned is Grufflebelly. And as he turns the corner, you see an old man with long gray hair looking at you. And he says, ah, yes, I overheard the commotion. The king said you can have access to the armory. Very well. Very well. And he turns around and he opens a large metal gate and he waves you in. And in you see rows of bows and swords and this is where anything you would have started with as a normal character you now get.
Great. I look over and I see. So we can have any. I would talk to Gruffleberry.
Yes.
Can I call you Gruff?
You may call me Grufflebelly, for that is my name. What is your name?
Sly Fitzgerald.
May I call you shit?
Very well, Gruffleberry. This seems fair. And I go over and I look for a bow that is suitable. So we can just have one of these. That's kind of gracious of you. I do actually appreciate that because it would come in handy.
No one has ever survived the dark forest.
And I look for like a recurved bow that's quite nice and a quiver with arrows. And I say, wow, this actually looks like it would work. It's not just a prop. And I put it on and I check the arrowheads and they're sharp, I imagine. And I grab a nice knife-sized dagger, and I suit up, and I get into some leather armor that would be comfortable and easy. It's something that I would feel comfortable to move in.
Yep.
And I get dressed up, and I say, Dex, perhaps you should do the same.
Well, yeah, I'm looking around. I'm fascinated by all of the shiny objects. And is there anything that I don't really recognize what it is exactly?
Yes, there is
Strange
something
objects?
odd on the shelf. There's a small box about yay big, and you open it up, and there are 4 items sitting side by side, each in a small glass case. One is glowing, one looks like a small twig, one looks like a pill, one looks like a reflective mirror, and they're just extremely curious to you.
Okay, and I say, hey, Gruffleberry, what about these, Grufflebellyberry?
Graffle belly. Shit. And I believe what you're referring to are those. These are things you do not want to toy with, young man.
Well, I don't know. I I might like toying with them.
These are called Kiefers. The Kiefer is a unique object. I know quite a lot about the Kiefers. They do a multitude of interesting and clever things. If you'd like, I will give you, and he sizes you up, 2 of them.
Okay, all right. What should I pick? What do they do? These
Well,
Kiefers.
if I knew what they did, I would probably have labeled them.
Oh, okay. So could I just like mess around with them and then just see what happens?
You may pick 2 and stop bothering me.
All right. I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna close my eyes and just grab 2 randomly.
Perfect. So you grab a 10-second rewind key. It's a small brass key that, when swallowed, rewinds time for 10 seconds, but everyone remembers.
So everyone jumps back.
So everyone goes back 10 seconds, but whatever transpired, like if you say something stupid and you get the key, they still remember it.
Let me try that again. I didn't remember what you said.
Is it gonna happen again though?
You can change it.
You can change it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
But
I
it's,
look. Yeah.
And sorry, that was one of his. And the other thing, you got social disgracer. Causes the user and target to behave in an uncontrollably rude and obnoxious way.
Nice. Okay.
I don't need that. Does he get only 2?
Yeah, we'll start with 2.
I say Gruffleberry. May I also have some of these things?
They're
How many
Kiefers,
do you
man.
normally get?
You're really buying into this, Dex. You know,
Well,
these are all just
pretty cool. I mean,
virgin
yesterday I was sitting in a crummy apartment surrounded by my own filth, basically, playing nothing but World of Warcraft or whatever games I was playing. I don't play World of Warcraft. I mean, but now today, like, look at this. This is amazing. It's like I'm in my own video game, man. I don't know what kind of theater this is, but I'm sold. I'm sold on this.
Well, I didn't have quite such a nice day yesterday, but I don't know how I got here, but you know, I will play along for a little bit, I guess. And I look for the most valuable looking objects because I might as well walk away with something useful, maybe like a rope or a...
Perfect. So you pick up 2 coins, and thinking, if you make a bit of money and maybe you can use it around here. You get 2 coins that, when one gets hot, the other gets very cold, and vice versa.
Useful. And then the other one I get?
You get 2 as well?
I think I can carry... Oh, to begin with?
Yeah, how many can you carry?
I believe it's 2.
Then I'm going to give you 1.
Yeah, that meant 2.
I'll give you 2.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. So I have a hot and cold.
And he snaps it shut, and he...
Is that a cipher? That's a cipher?
Yeah, of course it is. Just chill,
That's more
bro.
like an oddity.
You're going to be fine.
Coin.
No, you can use that for so many things.
Like, how hot does it get? Do I know?
Okay, let's do this. It's 2 coins. One gets hot, one gets cold. If you slap them together for 5 seconds, they blow up.
Okay. Did they get exceptionally cold and exceptionally hot?
Yes, cold enough that if you dropped it into a glass of water, after a few seconds, it would freeze the water.
Oh, cool. And hot enough it would burn the skin.
Yeah.
If I want it to.
If you wanted to. All right, so Grufflebelly sees you grabbing all your stuff, and again, you guys, all this stuff that your original sheet would have started with, you now have. And he kind of says,
I'm just double checking that right now.
Okay. Well, either way, you did grab it, so you don't have to worry too much about what it is until it's being used. And he kind of says, this way. And the ogre grabs you on the shoulders and walks you up. You guys are going to have a bad time out there. And Grufflebelly, leading the way, says, don't you know it?
Anything Anything we should look out for? You know, to, like secrets or.
And Grufflebelly kind of stops at the top of the stairs and turns to you with an eye. Oh, suddenly the hotshots want an old man's advice?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, along with all of your gear.
Roll a little intellect to see if he'll share with you. It'll be a standard one.
Standard?
It'll be a simple, therefore it'll be standard for you.
Okay. Booty! Natural 20.
Oh, so you get a major advantage.
He looks at you, and he looks at you, Sly. If you'll listen to me, I'll give you some advice, but listen well. And he continues up the stairs as the ogre says, you listen to Grufflebelly, he'll help you. And as you get to the top of the stairs, you stand before two large, huge wooden doors and a small door. The door opens, and outside you see the woods, the edge of the woods. And the ogre stands there at the edge of the woods, and Grufflebelly kind of leans on the door, an older man, and says, all right, bring back the crown and don't forget. And here's the advice that I will give you. Best camping day, move at night. Don't forget to watch the hog swallows. Make sure that you go east of the crossroads. It's east from the sun rising, not east from the west. Don't forget to drop a coin in the well before crossing the road, and if the bumpkin comes, you tell him that you don't have any. Good luck. And the ogre pushes you out and the door shuts.
That's terrific. I remember a few of those things. Does anyone have a pen? I look at the ogre.
No, the ogre pushed you out. You guys are now standing on a small bridge with water running under it. It's a bright, beautiful day. Massive, unclimbable walls covered in just the stone, I should say. Line as far as the eye can see in either direction, and across the road you see just a endless forest with a small path leading straight across.
Something about a bumpkin, we don't have any.
Yeah, and a coin in a pond.
Well, in the well?
It's a little bit east and west.
Oh, go east after the crossroad, at the crossroads.
Or was it east of west or something like that?
But not east as the sun rises. So west.
As opposed to...
But okay, yeah, but the sun rises in the east normally, but maybe it rises in the west.
These people who get their jollies on this thing isn't...
You know what? Let's just wing it. Let's wing it. Let's remember the thing about the bumpkin.
Yeah.
It's just Dex.
Just Dex. How about...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But what?
No, nothing. I don't remember how I got here, and seeing if you came across anything.
I got here unconscious, most likely.
Yeah, probably me too. Something happened, I'm sure. And we start moving towards the
Okay, so you kind of walk out to the road, and it's this dirt road that again goes for as far as the eye can see, and there's a very loose trail leading straight off into the dark wood. And next to you there's a well, a relatively small well.
Well, I say that must be the well. I have a coin or two.
Okay.
Should I put the one that gets hot or the one that's kind of cold to the touch?
Well, do you want to use that one? I mean, that's a special one, right?
It's the only coin we have.
You could do a perception because again,
maybe there's like some lying around.
Yeah.
Did we get any coins from
No.
the dude?
Actually, yeah. I'm sorry. You do. You start with money, and in this world you would get money. So you get a small sack of money.
Oh, then I would definitely use one of those instead.
Perfect.
I walk over and I say, well, here's hoping we get home safe. And I flip a coin in.
So you flip a coin in, and as it hits the bottom, you see a kind of wind gust.
Huh.
Okay. Well, that's done. Let's go to the forest.
And
we walk towards the... Do we
Wait,
need to go east or west, or...?
Travel by night. What time of day is it?
Well, you can't actually tell. I mean, it's bright out.
Okay.
I mean, you can give me. You can put it this way: the sun is about here in the sky. What time of day that relates to here? But it could be noon.
Rest by day, travel by night. Well, that was one of the instructions, I'm pretty sure, there, Sly.
Yeah, but they also didn't know who Rumpelstiltskin was, so it's probably all BS. Anyways, let's just keep going.
I didn't know who Rumpelstiltskin was.
Yeah, but your parents clearly didn't love you.
Oh.
And if Sly says that, he walks across the road.
Dude! Rude!
So, yeah, I just keep
Where did you
walking.
grow up? Were you raised by wolves? Jeez, man. And I follow.
Yeah.
Shaking my
Okay.
head.
So you cross the road and enter the woods. And the woods in this area are alive and bustling with activity. The leaves form a canopy above your heads as the sound of wildlife and insects sing around you. Sly, you feel at home. But to both of you, part of you thinks this place is tranquil, but as you press forward, the misty light that's leaking in from the trees kind of gives an unsettling feeling. You get this eerie feeling as you continue to press forward.
You think it's, I think it's daytime right now. I don't know. I feel weird, Sly. I feel strange.
Maybe it's your gherkin.
What's a gherkin?
Whatever the hell you're wearing. I keep walking.
It's a trench coat. You haven't seen a trench coat before?
You're not wearing a trench coat. We had.
No, you're wearing like leather armor for them.
Oh, for this town?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have your trench coat.
Oh, it's a leather coat.
Sorry. Yeah, you're wearing like a nice.
So do I feel like I'm very much in the wild still? Like this doesn't seem like a park to me. This seems like it's pretty dense.
It is definitely the wild. Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I would.
But
What's
it
that?
is the wild. You are following a path, but it is the wild.
Well, then I definitely would have my bow kind of ready, all the same, because you never know when game is going to come out, and I'm looking for marks and stuff like that along the trail.
If you want, you can give a perception roll then.
Yeah, I would like to do tracking.
Okay.
Can I give myself an advantage because I have the wilderness lore? That's how it would work.
Is that how it works in this game?
It's an asset. Yeah, it's a skill. If you're training it, it lowers it by one step. So wilderness lore, life, and wilderness lore.
Tracking.
Well, wilderness lore and wilderness life.
Okay, but didn't you just give yourself those? Okay.
No,
we'll
those
do it.
those came with my character.
Okay, then sure, let's do that.
Well, I didn't just give myself those. You gotta look it up. I have them.
But I mean, the wilderness that you've grown up in is.
It's not this
Oh
one.
yeah, okay.
It's
Well, I'll
likely
keep that in mind next time you have to do anything, because we're never gonna be home. That's the whole thing.
It's true.
Well, you know that book you're reading is not a book.
I will let you lower by one difficulty because you have the skill. Sure.
Thank you.
So it's going to be a standard to a simple. It's not going to be very tough.
All right. Well, I rolled an 8.
Success. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, you're tracking the path and you're kind of seeing where the forest leads you. And you do see deviations on the path, small footprints that you don't quite recognize kind of splitting on the road. And as Dex kind of walks behind you, flipping stones and stuff, he sees you really staring at the tracks, and I guess you kind of feel like you should be paying attention too. So you kind of mimic his look without seeing anything. And Sly, as you see Dex behind you trying to follow your lead, you catch something out of your peripheral, a movement in the trees to the west.
First of all, I want to know Dex, which is awesome. I'm gonna get to that. But Dex, how old are you? How old is your character?
I would say like early 20s.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
All right. So what do I see something? I gesture to Dex to be quiet. I say, stop. I gesture. There's movement somewhere just beyond there, so it could be wildlife. I've been attacked before, and I show him a scar. I pull down my shirt a little bit, and there's a nasty scar that runs from my collarbone to my sternum. I say, we should just be a little bit careful. I notch a bow. I notch my bow and notch an arrow, and I say, let me see what it is. And I start stealthily trying to get there to see.
Okay, so following that movement will divert you from the path. Now, you're accustomed to wilderness, so you might be able to find it again, but just so you know.
I don't want to go too far. I just want to make sure that we're not being stalked.
Well, to get to it, you would have to leave the path like farther than.
Then in that case, I say to Dex, be careful, be quiet, and I need to make sure I can hear everything.
Hey,
and then I explained to him what I'm doing, kind of fatherly, fatherly. Is that a thing?
Fatherly.
Fatherly. I say, I'm looking for the shine of footprints. It's smoother.
We're looking for the Shire.
The Shire, where the hobbits live. If you look, and I show my footprint. I say, look, you can just see the reflection coming off the smooth earth there. That's what I'm looking for. Deviation. We need to be quiet.
Yeah. I know. Okay.
You
don't have to worry about me. I'm armed, and I hold up my slingshot that I grabbed back there. And I say, I can protect myself. All right. I don't need to know all this stuff. You cram your brain with all this useless information. I'm gonna stick to all the stuff that I know.
I stroke my beard in frustration, and I go, fine. Let's just keep going.
So Dex, as you're listening to him, you see something move out of the corner of your eye as well.
Something was moving in the forest there. I said, yeah. So what do you think it is?
Hey, don't worry about that. You got yourself a nice slingshot. I keep moving forward.
Well, it'd be nice to know what it is, so I know where to hit it. I think it's a bear. No, wolf. No.
And I just ignore him and keep walking forward.
Okay.
Goose.
So you walk forward, and you see it again, but closer this time, and it looks a little larger than what you originally saw.
And I say to Dex, I say, this is not familiar territory for me, and I do feel like we're being stalked a little here. Why don't we hang out a little bit, see if it draws out of the forest? Maybe we can hunker down and have a fire or something.
The old sitting duck strategy. I like it. That sounds like a great idea, Fly.
So you crouch down for a minute. And
I say, I've been in the forest a lot longer than you. If you want to be smart with me, you can walk alone. But I know that animals don't like fire. And perhaps the fire will keep it at bay, whatever it is. So you can duck my ass, and I go to start making a fire.
Yeah. Okay. So you sit down on the path, or just off the path?
Yeah, slightly off. I mean, I want to make sure. Is there any wind or anything I need to take into consideration? Or
No, it's very still in the woods.
No, I would say slightly off the path, but like 4 feet off the path or something like that.
Okay, perfect. So actually, as you're walking off the path to start a fire, you see the movement again, and it's maybe 15 feet in front of you. And it looks like it rounds a very large tree.
What am I seeing exactly? Is it a silhouette? Is it moving?
It looks like a large figure of some sort.
Like human, standing, walking in the motion of it.
Definitely does not look human.
Really? But so 15 feet away and I can't see it. It's always out of the corner of my eye.
No, now this was in front of you, but it was the tail end of it as it rounded a very large tree.
All right, I know for a fact we're being hunted, and I pull my bow out, and I say, you watch my back. We're gonna keep moving. It might try to charge. If it is a bear, it could do a false charge. So don't run if it comes at us. Hold your ground. There's nothing worse than running.
All right.
If it's a black bear, we're gonna climb. We don't climb a tree because they can just climb a tree. Grizzly bear, make sure the tree you climb is big enough because they can just push it right over.
All right. So I'm taking things a little bit more seriously now. It's still pretty light out, right?
Yeah.
And I say, is that the only weapon you took? And I gesture towards the slingshot.
Does it look like I can pull the string back on that big bow of yours?
I say, I shake my head and hand him my knife.
Hey, this could do a lot of damage. If I
Not
hit
too-
something in the eye, it could seriously discomfort it.
You'll just piss off a bear,
Yeah, but then it's blind in one eye.
and it'll kill you.
No depth perception.
Fair enough. Have it your way. And I keep the knife on me and I keep walking.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Shut up,
Sly?
Dex. Shut up.
You're just asking me about weapons.
Dex, shut up or I'll make you shut up.
Don't make me shut up. You can't make me shut up. I'm not your enemy. Remember the bear?
All right, so I keep moving through the forest, trying to ignore Dex and listen as best I can.
Buzzkill, man. Like, seriously, I'm just trying to...
So you kind of creep up as you walk, and give me a speed roll, I guess, to just, and this is not to, it's just to kind of make sure you're not stepping on twigs.
Okay. Let's see here. I just want to say I have an improved speed. But no, that doesn't help. It actually just increased my speed pool. But I have an edge of 1. So I'm going to be very careful about this because I've had experiences in the past where I was attacked by a bear, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'm actually going to use a little effort.
Okay. So, and that's probably good because it is going to be a difficult task. So we're going to go down to demanding.
Okay. So I will reduce my pool.
From your pool -1, so 2. You're taking 2 from your pool.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
What are you doing?
Oh, I guess it would be
14. It would be because that was your first roll, which is still a success. Good. Okay. So yeah, you motion to Dex and you kind of walk up to the biggest tree you've probably ever seen, and you slowly lean around it to where you saw the creature go. And as you round this massive tree, you hear a high-pitched whistling, almost like a scream. And as you peek around, you see a fat, sad-looking creature with small, sharp horns, a bald head, and a huge branch lying next to him with a canopy of food inside, sitting at the edge of a beautiful little pond. And the pond that he's sitting at is alive with wildlife and small creatures with wings that look like butterflies. And as you see these little creatures fly around his head, you notice them looking like small people almost. Something that you kind of think would be fairies. And as you watch the scene before you, he snatches one out of the air, and holding it in his left hand, he tears the wings off of it. And in absolute agony, the tiny creature just screams, and he just bites the head off, spits into the pond, throws it behind him, and you can see him trying to grab another one.
Oh, he's just killing them. He's not even eating them.
Killing them.
I guess I call out to him. I say, he nearly scared us half to death.
And the large creature goes, and he stands up and he grabs the stick. And again, there's kind of a basket on the end, and he kind of shakes it off. And he starts running towards you.
Slow down. Whoa. And as he gets closer, if he's getting within range, I actually do start backing up and go, well, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, he's barreling down on you.
I start running. I go, this guy's insane. And I start running away.
Okay. So he comes at the tree, and Dex, what are you doing?
I'm standing. I'm doing exactly what he said. He told me to stay still.
Dex, it's not a bear.
So as he rounds a tree, he does kind of a quick look around. He sees you running off, and he looks at Dex. And he runs towards you, and he takes a swing at you.
Oh. Okay, well, I basically see Sly run out of the forest, and then I see this guy.
You see him like, run! And you're like...
Yeah, and when I see this guy, I would have run. I would have ran.
Okay. All right, well, he's continually just chasing you.
But he can swing after me, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he'll definitely take a swing at some sort.
So, Dex, you need to roll against that swing.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to make you roll against it just because I feel like you're probably closer to the tree.
I will do speed.
Perfect!
I will use effort. Now, effort requires 3. I need to use 3 effort?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use an effort, so I'm going to lower it. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be... He is a level... No, that's level 6. Intellect defense. Oh, it's two-handed weapon. So that's 6. No, sorry, that's the damage. No, he's level 4. So it's going to be a difficulty 4. Yep, difficult.
Yeah, okay. So then I'm lowering it 1 tier, and that's going to bring it down to 9 is what I have to beat.
Perfect. Whoo! Ho, ho, ho! So this large creature kind of just... And you kind of just dodge it.
The graphics are amazing! And, I run after Sly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Away from that guy. He's insane.
So, Sly, you're now back out on the path.
Yeah, and I'm watching Dex run towards me.
And you do, and you see this thing kind of lumbering right behind him.
Is it fast?
No. Its movement is short, so it can't move that fast.
All right, I'm going to take a shot, because clearly I saw him swing at Dex with the force that could probably take his head off, so I know he's aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a warning shot, I said, and try to plant an arrow just in front of him to say, back off.
Okay. Go for it.
All right.
And he's level 3 defense, so you need a 9 or higher to beat him.
I wasn't trying to hit him. I'm trying to hit the ground in front of him.
Oh, okay. You're attacking the ground, so it's success.
No, I know. It's just like enough to, like a warning shot.
Okay, yeah. So you shoot his foot, and he just keeps running. And in fact, it kind of gave him the opportunity to just keep running at you because you had to stop and turn around.
I kind of think to myself,
So we'll do initiative then.
Yeah.
Now, there's a quick rule initiative that I think you can just roll once for both of you, and if one of you succeeds, you guys can go first. So we're just going to do that for this game.
Sounds good. Justin, you go for it.
We both roll, right?
No, one of us, and then the best.
No, both roll, but as long as one of you succeeds.
And what are we trying to beat?
His difficulty. It's always against his level.
Okay, so I got 14.
Success. And
Sweet.
Chris, well, it doesn't really matter now. But so you guys can go first. So he is barreling down on you, and you both will get a free attack or free action or going first. Not free.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
so Sly, I guess you would go first.
Sure. I look for the nearest tree that I can climb that would support both of us.
Okay. Yeah, you're surrounded by them. Yeah.
I pick a tree and I start climbing.
And you would be relatively good at climbing anyway because it is one of your skills.
Yeah.
I saw you write it down. And you do live in the woods. So give me a climb roll. It's going to be climbing a tree. I'm going to say for you, it's a standard. So this becomes a simple use to go 3 or above.
Good.
And you're climbing it first, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to climb the tree, and then I'm going to try to help Justin if I can.
So you climb up, Justin.
So I'm running, and I turn around. I'm like, Sly?
And I'm yelling to him.
Climbing a tree. I see him climbing a tree. I'm like, you got to communicate, man!
I said, Dex, hurry up. I'll help you up. Come on, run.
You want me to run towards it?
No, run towards me. Run towards the tree.
Oh, okay. I thought I was in front of you now. But yeah, okay. So I
No,
run
you were in
towards...
front. No, I imagined you were in front of. See, I got ahead of you guys, and he was.
Yeah.
No, Dex would be in front of you because you had to stop and turn around and shoot. So
but then I peeled off, I guess, the path to climb a tree. So yes, you kind of have to run a little bit towards it.
Yeah.
So I So I run towards Sly, and I try.
Well, I think in initiative, movement is one action. So I think that's your action then to get to the bottom of the tree.
Oh, so it's
yeah, because in this it's either moving or whatnot.
You can't do an attack too.
No. But the same goes for the creature that is after you.
Right. Okay.
So he is going to be running up to you, and you see him kind of peel back for a swing.
Okay. Sounds good. And Chris, back to you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, because I think the way it works, like with movement, is like anything in your immediate range you can attack. Anything in short range, with the bow, or long range with the bow. But everything else that you have to move towards is its own action.
Unless you took a skill called Fleet of Foot or Fast in your descriptor.
Okay.
Okay, so seeing that Dex isn't going to make it to the tree before the creature is going to close, I'm actually going to place one into his arm, like his shoulder area, where I assume actually isn't any flesh for the person wearing this costume.
Okay. I was like, I don't get it, but now I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
I warned you, and I let one go.
All right.
And I miss.
Okay, so it goes and just hits the ground next to him.
And I'm still warning you.
And he looks up to you.
Okay. So as I see that I don't see this happening. I'm busy fumbling around in my weird coat, and my hand locks just as the thing is getting it's ready to swing, and I activate the 10-second rewind.
Oh, awesome! So you do it. You do it. Okay, so that's cool. So you what?
Is it a pill or what?
We're gonna say it's a little button on a keychain, like a card.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
So you go boop, boop, and you're now. Well, hold on. Would you be away from the tree again? No. I'm going to say.
Yeah,
you know what? Hold on. I'm going to say
5 seconds.
Hold on. I'm going to say this. Chris has not shot his arrow yet. The creature's still far away, and now you have your turn basically at the beginning. It rewound to your turn, and rather than ending your turn, you now have your turn. Because I think that's a really good idea.
My turn at the
You're
tree?
standing at the bottom of the tree. The creature is away from you. Chris has not fired his arrow, and you have your action.
Oh, and I'm at the bottom of the tree.
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice. So then I start climbing up the tree.
Perfect. It's going to be a demanding. So it's 9 or higher.
All right, I'm gonna try it, and I am not gonna spend effort because that would be might, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I can't afford it. I'm just gonna go for it and
Can
hope
I
for the
aid
best.
Can you aid him?
Mine
if you do on your
mine
turn.
asset because I'm reaching down at all or no?
But you
Now, does he
weren't.
get his turn?
No, I wasn't.
He'll still get his turn. Yes. No, because I guess. How did we do it? You fired the arrow. No, he ran. The creature ran. You fired your arrow. So yeah, you'll get to go again, Chris.
Now, I do remember something from Numenera that everybody starts with 1 XP.
Correct.
Because then you can use that XP for that. And then
Correct.
there's also intrusions
Yes.
that give experience.
But we're
points.
not
Except for
starting
that
you guys
one.
with XP. But I will be doing intrusions. Don't you worry. But no, you started
All right.
off with nothing. But you'll get them
50-50
very quick.
chance.
I promise.
9!
Oh, okay. So you hung onto the tree and show us your climbing skills.
And I get beside Sly. I say,
Perfect.
I know. You missed that shot.
What the hell was that?
You missed.
I did, didn't I?
And so then the creature then runs towards the bottom of the tree, and now it's your turn again, Sly.
What do you think he wants? And I'm stabilizing myself. I don't know how. Is this thing possible? Could he push over the tree? Is he that big?
The tree that you're in is very big. He's not that big.
Okay, good.
However,
What do you want? And I'm yelling at the creature.
okay, he just kind of looks up at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I remember anything from the instructions that were given to us.
We don't have any.
Do you
We're-
remember any of the instructions?
I was hoping for an
Have any.
idea type thing.
You can't roll for it.
Well, can I do that, or should I just take another shot?
No, I want you to
Roll.
just have what you remember from there. I think it's funnier that way.
So I'm gonna roll.
Whatever you want to do, but you can't roll to remember.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I say you leave us alone, or heaven help me, I'll shoot you again. Or
That's what it
for
was.
the first time.
Well, it would have remembered you shooting as well.
This time I'll hit you. And I pull my arrow back, like, clearly. I must have a better aim from a higher vantage point.
Oh, yes, that would be an asset.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
would. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to kind of intimidate him, make him realize that it's a good chance I'm gonna make contact with this next shot.
I'll give you this much. Based on the conversation you've had with him and his reaction to everything you've done,
He's not reasonable. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna shoot him in the shoulder
Okay.
with my asset, and I'm gonna use effort. Okay, so I'm gonna
Perfect.
lower it by 2 tiers.
Yep. So yeah, what was? The
I'm using 2 for my pool because I have an edge in speed.
Yes. And what's the difficulty you're doing?
I have no idea. It's up to you.
Oh, right, his hit, right? So it's level
Yeah.
4. So it's
Ooh.
3. So it's you only need a 3 or above.
Is he a level 3? Oh,
No,
nice.
no, he is a level 4.
And lowered by 2 steps.
He's a level 3. He's a level 3 when it comes to dodging. That's what's confusing me. He's level 4, but his speed defense is level 3 due to his size. So you lower it by 2 tiers, 2, 1. You only need a 1 or above, or you only need a 3 or above.
Which I destroy. So I did it.
Perfect. You succeed.
Plant one
So
on his shoulder.
boom, hit him in the shoulder, and that's 6 points.
Yes.
Perfect.
Nice. Is that a heavy weapon?
It's actually 7. No, I didn't use the skill that would give it an advantage, but yes, it is a heavy weapon. It's a
Nice.
longbow.
Yeah, the recurve bow, heavy weapon. Yep. Okay. So that was your turn. It's back to Justin.
Oh, but what about it? Did it do anything?
No, because basically, remember you rewound.
Oh,
It went your turn. It.
Yeah.
Chris, you. It. Chris, you. It. So
Okay.
it'll be your turn.
And I tried pressing the button again. Ha! 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 Ha!
And as you're doing it, it just kind of falls into pieces and shatters in the ground.
Oh man, I broke it. Okay. Is this? Do you think this was a bumpkin? Kind of looks like a bumpkin. We were
You can
supposed
roll.
to say.
Roll for what you might know it is.
Well, I mean, if it's a bumpkin, then we just have to say one thing.
We'll try it if you know.
And I shout. I don't know what you want, but we don't have any. We don't have any. We don't. We don't.
Okay. So he's like,
Do anything?
blah, blah, blah.
We don't have any.
No, yeah, I look at Dex. I said, "Shoot it in the eye like you said you could."
I don't think I can do that. And I pull out my slingshot and I says, I was just bluffing. And I try shooting it with the.
All right. So again, it's going to be 3. So 9 or above.
Okay. Nice.
Nice. Okay. So you hit it. How much damage does that do?
2 points.
Oh, it's a light weapon.
Yep.
So it
What was
also
the advantage
lowers,
of a light weapon? You can't
it
use it.
also
for
lowers the
defense?
difficulty too.
Oh, nice.
That's
Okay.
right.
So that was only a 6 above you needed. So it did 2 damage.
Ah, perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
So you see him and he's like, his eye pops and starts bleeding.
Nice.
He's a pretty tall creature, and the branch that you're on isn't that high from the ground.
We should have climbed
Mine?
more.
So what's
Both
that?
of ours.
I should have climbed more? Is that what you're
We
saying?
both should
No,
have.
no, no.
Oh.
You misjudged how tall and his reach, because basically what he does is he takes the stick, whap, and he smacks the branch. So both of you roll a might.
Is this an intrusion that the branch is lower than we thought?
Yeah, can we
No.
get XP? What?
Not intrusion, it was. It's just how it looked. Also, it's more interesting. It's either that or he'll climb it.
Fair enough.
Alright.
But if you fail, maybe we'll do an
So
intrusion.
who's rolling? We're both rolling, or just Justin?
Yeah, both roll into stay holding on.
Okay, I get advantage on defense rolls
Okay, Justin, you fail. Why do you get an advantage on defense?
because I want one.
No, you don't.
It says defensive. Yeah. I don't know what it says.
Speed defense or might defense? I think you got to pick
I think
one.
it's. Oh, okay.
I think it's speed defense for you, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so because I got
It's-
brash.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so you both actually fall off. So, and you fall off right before him. That was his action, of course. And he smacks it with the branch, and he goes. And he looks
It's his
down.
other eye this time. You see that? It's switching
Yeah,
out.
he switches.
Continuity errors. This is strange.
So, yeah, Chris, why don't you go first?
I actually. Okay, you're not actually doing any. Ow! I got my thumb stuck in something.
I'm not gonna say damage because if it's tall enough for him to, if it's tall enough for him to smack the branch, it's not gonna be tall enough for you necessarily to get hurt.
All right, so I fell down. I don't have time to pull my bow out,
No, you do not.
but I will take my knife and just stab him in the foot.
You're gonna okay, perfect, and you're immediate, so you don't, so it's not too difficult. So whap, and it's gonna lower the difficulty too, so it's gonna be 6 or above you need.
Oh wow! Made it.
Okay,
Just
perfect.
okay. So I wanted to I'm getting really fed up, so I want to try to pin it down into the ground and twist it.
Okay, I'm going to do a GM intrusion.
Ah, good. It's a choice though.
Yes. You did.
No, I don't
succeed
have a
with-
choice because I don't have any XP, so I have to let it happen.
Oh, that's right. No, then I should probably give you one. Eh? Okay, this is what I'm going to do because I thought his 10-second use was awesome. I thought that was really, really funny. So I'm going to give him 1 XP. What did you do?
Nothing good yet. I don't
No,
deserve it.
I thought it was very funny that you.
I said Rumpelstiltskin.
I thought it was. Oh yeah. You know what? Let's do that. You got 1 XP for that. Okay, so
Okay.
you can deny it if you want.
Okay, let's hear it. What is it?
Okay, the GM intrusion. Anyone on the Facebook group that wants to achievement?
He doesn't know one.
No, I just wanted to use one. I got excited. I'm not a punishing GM. I don't like it, but.
Oh, I won't hold it against you. Just
this.
Story-wise.
You
A branch broke and it's now fallen towards.
Well, I was going to say, rather than you do stab his foot, but what I will say is his other foot kicks you. Okay, branch. Fine, let's do that. The branch that he broke falls down on you and pins you down.
All right, taking damage or not taking damage?
I'm going to say it won't take damage, but you won't have another turn until.
All right. Yeah, I'll need the help of Dex to kind of get out.
Yes.
Something like that. I will take that, and I guess because Dex, I want to give my extra point to Mike. Because I'll give it to Dex. So we have 2 now.
Okay, perfect. So you're going to take that. Perfect. So two XP for you.
I can use XP to help. I can use XP to help my rolls and stuff as well as going up in levels, right?
Yeah, I think there's.
I'll look at it later. Let's figure it out later. We're writing a great story right now.
So you exactly what you said. The branch falls down after your weight and the weight of the stick that hit it, and it falls down on you, pins you, and your knife is stuck in his foot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your turn.
I was 2 damaged then, I guess.
Yes. And Justin, what are you going to do, buddy?
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Good thinking. No, I like that. That's a good idea. Okay. So Justin's going to do nothing.
He's so good. Let's just go to the reaction of this creature as he just had his knife jabbed into his...
That's right. So he reels back and just... As you're standing below, you actually start meeting his eyes for the first time, and you get the sense that he's actually quite young. That he's not an older creature. And the knife that's now sunk in his foot, you see the blood, the dark green blood pouring out. And this wave of realization comes over you. You're not on Earth. You are not somewhere that you know. How do you react to that, Sly?
Okay, first of all, the fact that this means that troll that I saw that I was reacting so brashly with was real. That those soldiers were real. That there really was Rumpelstiltskin. It's just overwhelming, and I actually almost feel sick to my stomach. In fact, I do. I puke at the thought that I just stabbed this creature who's like living so brashly, and this whole time I've been playing, risking my life thinking it isn't real, and now it's overwhelming, and I vomit at the sight of this green blood. Holy shit, it's real!
So Justin, I did a GM intrusion. He got pinned under a log. You both have 1 XP, by the way. I gave him 1 for the Rumpelstiltskin. I give you 1 for the 10-second use because I thought those were both great. So Chris lunged down, pinned the ogre, the creature's foot, and green blood started pouring out, and he threw up in it, so it's really nice now. Ooh. And it's your action, but Chris is pinned under a log.
And I just realized that this world is real, looking at this creature, and I've just been sick to my stomach with the sense of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now, in terms of our classes and stuff like that, do we have the abilities from our classes? Or,
yeah, everything that you would have had on you, so you can have now.
So then I am a paradox.
Yep.
So I've got some abilities, but I'm just wondering, would I know that I have these abilities? Is this...
Why don't you try, as if you were discovering it for the first time? Why don't you, what do you want to use?
Okay, well, I want to help. I see Sly on the ground, and I think, I want to help you. Yeah, I want to use the levitate.
Okay, so just describe it as if you were you've just found out you had powers, as if you were
Yeah. So all my life I've been able to work miracles, and it's kind of like I can basically tap into someone's body and see what's not supposed to be there, and I can just make it disappear. I can just sweep it away like a janitor. So it's kind of like I kind of tap into that kind of sense that I have, that sixth sense, and I'm just I want to do something. And the log, I do levitate on the log.
So that's what you do. So basically, you're like, no, and you reach out with your hands, and as you do, it starts moving without you even realizing it. and you're like, what? And then you realize you have this power that you start.
Yeah, and it feels kind of like bending, like something that isn't supposed to be, but I'm just kind of changing the rules, and I can't move it. I can't move it. It just kind of hovers there a bit off the ground.
Okay.
I say, get out! Get out!
So you hold it above Chris. However, it is the creature's turn now, and he looks down at Chris, who's just stabbed his foot, and he's reeling, and he takes his stick and he smashes the branch into your back, Chris. So roll for dodge.
Wow.
That's going to be a level 4.
Okay.
But yeah,
I have an
I'm gonna let you
advantage
use it.
to having.
I was going to say, if anything, it's going to be a negative because
So
you
they
can't-
balance out, maybe?
Yeah, you don't get any advantages.
Okay. 14. That's
Just
fine.
missed it.
That's
I know.
okay.
Not for me. So he smashes it, but the branch kind of, because Dex is lifting it, it actually goes down on an angle with the tree trunk and actually almost blocks it from you. It creates like a little hold.
Nice.
And you're free now, so it's your turn.
Okay, seeing this, I'm actually going to try to roll away, kind of past him, to kind of get to a better position.
Okay.
I'm going to move a short distance, and then I'm going to take a shot because I'm fleet-footed.
Oh, you are. You can do an action and a move.
Yeah,
You have a lot of stuff.
I know, I'm awesome.
Stuff.
I'm a vector, though. It's
Okay.
different. Justin's going to be better at other things. Look it up. I didn't cheat.
I don't think you did, but I probably should have checked. You have balancing, initiative, jumping, climbing, swimming,
have initiative,
wilderness
do I?
lore, wilderness life, pierce,
Oh, yeah,
translation, bold, defensive, energetic, fleet of foot, practice with all weapons,
Mm-hmm.
and Justin's got 3 things: strange knowledge, computer expert, and navigation.
If you want, you can
I'm
go to the
already a
vector.
computer expert?
You have that, yeah.
Oh, on my sheet. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Expertise, yeah.
And it's not that I don't believe you, it's that comparative to Justin's, it seems like one of these is wrong.
Well, you know what? I might be missing a lot too because I haven't. I don't
Look,
think
I
I've,
don't remember
I've
you
looked
having
into it
that
as much.
things either. It just seems like a lot. Either way, we will allow you to roll and attack.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe because I was prone, I don't get to attack it this round as well. Because that would be kind of like 3 moves.
Getting
Stand
up.
up.
Oh, you know what?
move.
Yeah, no, let's do that. You roll
Okay, so I'm
and you stand
gonna.
up.
I will roll and then move as my 2.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I forgot that you were prone. So yes, no, you're now standing behind him, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Perfect.
In his blind spot.
Okay. Justin, your turn.
Oh boy. Okay, well I dropped the. Actually, that costs intellect points. I forgot.
Yes, do you have an edge in intellect, though?
I do have 1 edge.
So you are free.
You should totally like Harry Potter him and levitate the big thing and hit him in the head so it goes and falls over.
I know. I wish I could, but I can't. I can't do that yet.
Oh.
It costs 2.
Oh, so then it does cost 1, yeah.
So it costs 1. Okay, so I'm down to 15 intellect. Okay, so I dropped the log and I kind of reel back like, well, that was cool. And what's Sly doing? He just kind of rolled and got up.
Sly rolled and hopped up behind.
Okay, and I say, "You're behind me."
No, I got behind the creature.
Oh, okay, all right. I was gonna be like, "Yeah, get behind me."
I got this.
But yeah, I take a few steps back so that I'm a little bit further away. Can I do that, or do I just have to stand where I am? I can't move.
No, you can do
at all.
anything in immediate distance. You can do, right? So, like if you're
So I
taking
can
a
move 1
step
range
back-
band.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
if you go from immediate distance to short distance, then it's a move action. If you take a few steps and fire, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, for cinematic reasons, I take a few steps with my slingshot and fire a rock.
Perfect.
It's actually
His
a
other
mushroom.
eye.
It's really, really hard into his other eye. So that
Okay.
makes it more difficult if I'm aiming for his eye.
Well, it's up to you, but it's
Okay,
going to be a demanding task.
Demandon, but -1 because of my light weapon. that-
Yes, you're right. So it's going to be standard 6 or higher.
Beauty. Natural 20.
Oh! So you go. So okay. So to lay it out, you discovered your new powers by lifting the log off of Sly, who quickly barrel rolls out and stands up behind, watching you. Sly's eyes meet yours, and in Sly's mind he thinks, I'm gonna have to kill this thing myself. Lo and behold, Dex, with one fell swoop, not only do you kill the creature, the rock goes right through the open wound and pops out the back of his head, right past Sly's head, as the massive creature falls over, dead.
All right. All right. That was pretty cool. And I looked down at my my slingshot like in awe. Like,
I look up at his slingshot and like, wow, I really feel bad about what I said earlier.
jealous?
A little
Jealous?
bit. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, I thought so.
I walk over and I pull the knife out of the thing's foot and I say, don't get cocky, kid.
Okay, Han.
Hey, so what is this thing? So I kind of step up towards the creature and I kick it with my foot.
So it kind of lets out a fart as you do.
I usually kick with my feet.
It
And
smells like strawberries.
and I say, well, what do we do with it? We just leave it here?
It had a little bag in its thing. You can always check that.
Yeah. But that was sitting beside him by the pond, right?
Yep.
Let's go back and take a look at that and see what those fairy things are.
So yeah, you walk around the tree, and Dex is with you, and you see this beautiful glistening pond, Dex, that you didn't see because you were hidden. And there's these little fairies, these about yay-sized pixies type things with butterfly wings, and they're floating around. One lands right on your shoulder and gives you a little kiss and says, "Thank you, sir, for saving us from that horrible ogre."
Yeah, why didn't you just fly away?
We cannot. We cannot.
You've got wings.
We cannot. And as you approach the size of the pond, you see his little sack kind of spread open.
What do we got, Sly?
I'll take a look inside the sack.
Slack.
So you pop it open, and inside you see a small bundle of gold pieces and small white little pieces of what looks like, oh my god, they're teeth. There's human teeth here.
Oh god!
Oh god.
Oh no. I don't feel so bad about killing him after all. And I explained to Dex what was in it. Let's get out of here. This actually might be a little bit more. Maybe we should listen to what he said. Maybe we should only move by night after all.
You think maybe those teeth could do what that 10-second thing did? I mean, there's a lot of weird items.
Why in hell would you think that?
I don't know. It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Why don't you play with them for a bit? I'll look at making a camp. This seems like a good spot as any.
And it does look like it's getting dark.
So does that mean that's the time we move then? We actually don't make camp when it's dark.
Sorry, it looks like it's sunrise.
Okay.
So I talk to the fairy and I say, maybe you can help us. We're kind of new here. Okay?
And they kind of say, maybe we can. And they land on your shoulders.
By the way, what are all your names?
I'm Silda, I'm Matilda, I'm Frilda, I'm Benita, I'm Karuta, I'm Kanita, and I'm Samuel.
A boy?
I'm gonna call you the green one. I'm gonna call you the blue one.
That's racist!
And they all fly away.
Oh no! That would have gone over so well on Earth.
All right.
So did they actually fly away?
They actually did.
Oh!
And it actually is night. I was just joking.
Okay, so then we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep going through the forest, the dark forest. That is. I'm gonna make a torch though. I always wanted to.
Oh, how?
Well, from the blubber found within this creature that I cut up.
I'm gonna light it.
With my flint and steel that I got inside the armory.
I know how you can light it.
How, Justin?
With those coins you got. If we find something really, really cold and make it hot enough, make the other coin hot enough, then we could light the.
I can make an explosion. I don't think I want to make it.
Do you start with flint and steel?
Explorer's pack. I've got an explorer's pack.
Okay, then yeah, you would have. So yeah, you can start it however you want.
Okay, I'll start a little torch just so we have some light.
Perfect. So just as you do, again, the sun begins to set. It's not complete darkness, but it is darker. And again, because you're not 100% sure how daylight works on this planet or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean it's still visible. It's about this dark.
Doesn't look dark at all.
That's just more sepia than
Look
anything.
at this. How are you going to see in this, my friend?
Oh, that's really big.
Why? It's really dark if I stand this close.
Yeah, slides are.
It's dark. It's dark up here. There's no
Look, it's
color.
dark if you squint.
If you close your eyes, it's nighttime. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the key.
Close your eyes. All right, so let's get out of this forest. Creeps me out.
Yeah.
We need
I
to get to
agree.
the chasm.
Plus, I think those pixies think I'm racist.
I'm pretty sure you are.
You don't.
So you
know.
guys head back to the path.
You don't know me.
It's pretty easy to find the path, and yeah,
All right, and we keep walking through the forest.
perfect. And as you do, the sun is staying longer than you than you realize it is. It's still light outside, and as you start coming through the end of the trees, it actually brightens up. While the sun is setting, the canopy of the trees are making it much darker than it is. And as you kind of reach the outside, you realize you probably don't need your torch right now. Unfortunately, an hour here seems like it takes 6. So you reach the edge of the wood, and it's only at that point you realize that you've actually been going uphill for a long time. And as you approach the edge of the wood and you come out, it becomes rocky terrain, and you reach the edge of a very steep drop.
Looks like a chasm.
Is there a tree at the top there?
There is a tree at the top. And actually,
Our
there's
side?
something leaning against the tree.
What is
Is
it?
it an axe?
It is an axe.
Nice.
A rusty old axe.
Is it sharp?
It looks relatively dull.
Could we sharpen it?
You could try to on your beard.
Like on like a stone?
Yeah. Yeah, you could sharpen it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this seems pretty straightforward.
So you walk over, you pick up the axe, and you kind of begin sharpening it.
Yeah. How far across is it? Is it like jumpable?
No, it is not.
Okay.
But the tree is tall enough that if it were to fall over, boom.
It is.
Yeah.
Correct.
Maybe I should just blow it up. Maybe I should just put it underneath like the one rooted side and just see if I can blow it up over. Here goes nothing. I take the 2 coins and I shove them underneath on one side.
Okay, so you walk into the tree and you're about to shove it under. Roll an intellect roll.
Actually, yeah,
No,
I'll have to
roll
do
an
that.
intellect roll.
I was thinking I would cut a little bit into the tree so that I would have a little lodge for it. Not that it
Okay,
changes
either
anything.
way, roll an intellect roll.
Well.
12. I'm happy with that.
If you
Okay,
do that-
success. So you walk up to the tree, and you draw your knife first. What did you want to do?
I wanted to notch the tree so that way I could put it in the one side so I make sure that it blows the right way.
Okay, so you pull out your knife, and you touch your knife to the skin of the tree.
Hmm.
And one of the branches you see reels back and goes to hit you. But it gives you just enough time to act first.
As soon as I see that, I take my knife away. I say, sorry. Does it still
Okay.
try to
Are
whack
you
me?
going to jump back, or are you going to talk?
Yeah, yeah.
Just talk?
I will jump back and apologize. And
So you jump back and you talk, and the arm swings down right where you were standing, and goes, "Don't you dare!"
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Oh, look at me talking to a tree. No disrespect, but we just need to get across the chasm. Could you lend a hand at all, or branch?
I could not lend a hand to someone so vile as to harm a tree.
What about me? I didn't do
What
anything.
about you? I see that axe in your hand.
I don't have an axe.
In your hand.
I don't have an axe. I've
Who's
got
holding
He's holding the axe.
I try to hide it behind my back.
Well, he would have seen where
I know.
you hiding the axe. I saw you sharpening that
What
axe,
else?
stabbing me.
I take the axe and I throw it into the chasm. Say, there. I had no idea. I didn't even know. Wait a second. Can all the trees in the forest feel?
How am I supposed to know?
You're a tree.
Are you mocking him?
Listen, racist. Don't get all high horse about this.
Not all trees are alike. Just because we don't all go to the same party, we're not all related.
You don't know us.
So so the tree kind of says, "Don't try anything again. I'm sleeping."
I go up and I push the tree again to wake it up.
As you're standing there, well, before you can do that, you go to do that, but you hear and this blue spirit comes out of the chasm, and it looks like a woman with wavy hair and the bottom. She has no feet, but just kind of almost ghostly in her appearance. And she looks to you, Sly, and she says, Man, what is your name?"
Well, miss, it's Sly Fitzgerald, miss.
"And you, young boy, what is your name?"
Dr. Dexter Dalton.
Doctor?
I'm a doctor.
Don't fool me.
"Your axe came tumbling my way. I have come to return it to you." And she dives down and comes back up. And she comes up with a beautiful silver axe, sharp as anything. And you look at it, and it's a heavy weapon. It would do 6 damage for sure. And based on the way you can see weapons, it probably would give +1 damage too.
Does this make us like king though? Isn't this like Excalibur?
And she says, "Is this your axe?"
Miss, to tell you the truth, the first one wasn't even mine.
"But you were the one who held it last before it fell down my chasm, no?"
Yes, but that doesn't appear to be the same one I threw down there.
No, that's my axe. That's my.
This is your axe.
That's my axe.
I look at
Very
Dex with
nice
one
of
eyebrow
you.
raised. He's a thief and a racist.
I really appreciate that you brought
And she says, "Very well," and she hands it to you, Dex, and she dives back down in the chasm, and she comes back up with another axe. This one's made of gold, and she turns to you, Sly, and she says, "Mr. Sly, is this your axe?" And again, it's a heavy weapon. This one's even bigger and stronger and sharper, and this one would do +2 to any hit, giving a total of 8 points of damage. "Is this your axe?"
Miss, again, I threw down a rusty old axe down there. That's not my axe.
No. That's
That's
my
also
axe,
my
too.
axe.
That's also my axe. I'm an axe merchant.
"You have 2 axes?"
Yes. If I run into anyone who needs to chop down a tree, I lend them. I lend them an axe.
And I look over at Dex
And
with
she
my eyebrows.
gives you the golden axe as well.
I got 2
"My
axes.
apologies, sir." And she dives back down and comes back one last time. And the axe is a very normal mahogany wooden handle. It's gorgeous. It has carvings in it. And the head is made of pure diamond.
Wow.
And she says, "Sir, this must be your axe, young Sly. Old Sly."
Ma'am, I wish it was. Again, though, it was not my axe.
And she turns to you, Dex. "Young man?"
No, that's not mine.
First two, for sure.
And the axe dissipates, and the 2 axes you're holding dissipate. And she steps out and turns to Sly and says, "You, young man, have virtue and honesty. Here," and she holds out her hands to and in it is a small globe, and it goes inside you, and you get 1 XP.
Whoa.
And she says, "You may pass the crevasse."
Oh, that's fun. Appreciate that, miss. What about my naive friend over here?
And she says, "Unfortunately, I do not reward such ignorance."
May I?
And she's going to do a GM intrusion.
She is.
Yeah, oh, I'm going to do a GM intrusion. Justin, your I put a post. Let's see if anyone commented with some good ideas. Because mine is really mean. I have no middle ground. I'm either really mean or not mean enough. Let's try this.
It's like a German folklore tale.
Yeah. No one has anything. Okay, so we're going to do this. 2 XP to you and someone else, but she will... I don't know. You can't talk for an hour.
I can't. Yeah, lie. I can't lie. No more lies.
Yeah, you can't lie. There you go.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem that bad, though.
No. I can't talk. It's my punishment for lying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair?
I like that. Fair. Yeah, I will give 1 XP to
Sly?
Mike.
Mike? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to start this game loaded with XP.
No. I'll give it.
Perfect. And she kind of says, "For your terrible attitude and your untrusting nature, I punish you so that you may never speak." And she kind of fades off into the chasm.
Justin, you got an XP from me earlier, just as a heads up.
Oh, nice. For what? What happened?
A tree branch fell on me.
Oh. Okay. But why
Okay.
did you reward my character? I'm rewarding Sly for trying to chop down the tree.
I rewarded you for the 10-second thing or something like that. You earned it. You definitely earned it.
Awesome. All right.
Perfect. So, Sly, you go to cross the crevasse, and it looks completely empty.
Yeah.
But you kind of reach out your foot, and you can feel it, something hard beneath it.
Well, I say this is strange, but I will. Everything here seems to be strange, so I walk across.
So you walk across, and you get to the other side.
Yeah.
Is it safe?
Can you talk?
Oh.
No.
So I try to do that, and I.
So Dex, you walk up to the edge, and you go to put your foot down. It just goes right through.
I walk back over. It's like, well, maybe I can carry you. And I walk
So you
back
go to
over.
put your foot back in the crevasse, and it goes through as well.
So
So Dex, as you're standing there, this is why the intrusion wasn't that bad, because it was coming anyway. You feel a whap on your back as the tree smacks you across the crevasse. But he's also going to do damage. And his damage is 4 points.
Woo!
But you basically fly. Wow! Whoomp.
Speed or might? Might?
It's going to be might. And you can take off whatever your armor is, which I believe is 1.
Yes, it is actually. And actually, I forgot to take it off, so I've got. All right. Oh, not that much. I've got 5 might left.
Perfect. So there you go. You're both on the other side of the crevasse. 1 punished, 1 honorable.
But which was which?
Who knows? Who knows?
maybe he likes being whipped in the butt.
Who doesn't? So you continue on past the crevasse, and as you do, again you feel this sense of the world is strange, but for whatever reason, it's starting to make a little more sense to you, and you are actually quite tired. You start realizing that it is tired, and the day seems very long. When you started, it was at 12, and it looked like it was setting. The trees were making it seem darker. The sun literally was lower in the sky. But as you continue on, the sun is now back up at 12.
So it's just like. Whoop, whoop.
So basically, what you've seen so far is like.
I like it. Okay.
All right. Let's keep on keeping on. We need to get to the tower.
Yeah.
Okay. So you continue on through the dark woods, and as you go back down from the crevasse, you enter the woods again. And again, you get this feeling of the aliveness, but it's a little more muted now. Maybe because you're more used to it, maybe because it seems less strange. But either way, you eventually come to a small clearing of rocks. And atop a small hill of rocks, you see a rather elegant tower.
Rapunzel.
Hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
Right.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you can't even make sounds.
No? Oh, now that's different.
Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh. Okay.
All right. In that case, I say, well, let's get on with. Do we need to get? I go to Dex and I say, do we need to go in the tower or around the tower? Yeah, we need to dance around the tower. Yeah, we need to walk. We need to go around the tower. Nod yes if you need to go around the tower. All right. Well, that seems easy enough. I start walking.
So you walk and you come to a small cliff face that would need to be climbed.
All right. I will attempt a climb roll to get there.
Okay, let's do it. It's going to be a again, because you're very well versed in it. It would normally be a standard or a demanding, sorry, but it's going to be a standard, so 6 or above.
Success.
Perfect. Now, Dex, the same for you is actually normally going to be difficult, so it's going to be difficult for you. That is not a success. So, Sly, you're up, and you see Dex trying, but he slides back down, and breathless under his nothing, he goes.
I reach down to try to give up my hand.
Okay, so you can try again, but this one's going to be at a bit of a.
You have to use effort on a second attempt.
Oh, there you go.
But you'll have an
Last
asset.
attempt.
Justin can talk. Dex can't. Rope with him? I have rope. Yeah, okay, I'll lower the rope too.
If you have it in your explorer's pack.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Technically, yeah, it would still need to be another roll, but
So we'd still need to use effort, but I think it'd be like an automatic kind of thing.
yeah, because you just wait until you know. So yeah, you lower the rope, but because yeah, I'm going to say you won't have to spend effort, but I will allow Sly to do whatever he wants to do next while you take a long time to get up, basically. So Sly, you're at the top now. Yeah, you're like.
Yeah, I'm frustrated. I tie it off and walk away.
Yeah, exactly. Sly, as you kind of are standing at the foot of the tower, you hear, "What are you doing down there?"
Me?
Yes, you. What are you doing down there?
Well, I intend to just walk around this tower, and I gotta find a crown. We're just passing through.
Walk around this tower? I take offense to that.
Who am I talking to? Where are you?
What do you mean, where am I?
And then do I get to hear the voices above me?
Yes.
Is this your tower?
What? Is that yours?
You are the tower.
What? Of course I'm the tower. I have a name.
Man, this place is weird. What is your name? My apologies. What is your name, tower?
What do you mean, what is my name, tower? Do I say, what is your name, human? What is your name, duck? What is your name, butterfish? What is your name is sufficient enough. Why need the classification of tower afterwards?
Sorry, I'm not very good with communications.
Well, apparently
I offended you.
Is your friend even... What is you doing behind you?
He's coming up. He needs...
Look at Justin. So, Justin, you finally make it to the top. Just as your voice comes back. As he's muted, of course. He's a follower. All right, dedicated.
I know, he's like what's like a method actor.
Yeah. Apparently neither of you two are very good at communication. I'm insulted.
You're insulted by us communicating or walking around you?
I'm insulted by the assumption that I'm merely a tower walking
Dex,
around this
Dex,
tower.
perhaps you should take over. I'm not good with this kind of thing, and I sit down, flabbergasted. Dex, you can talk now.
You can talk now, Justin.
You're
Dex, you can talk now.
maybe.
This is...
I'm trying to get my voice back. Oh, sorry about that. What's going on? What'd I miss? I was climbing.
Your friend here went through the assumption that I'm merely a tower, asked my name as if I was only a tower. You know, I have other things. I enjoy writing. I wanted to learn how to horseback ride, but that was quite difficult.
Yeah? Okay. I turned to Sly, and I'm like, come on, man.
I hang my head down. I don't know what's going on.
Well, then tell us more about yourself.
You know how many times people pass by me? They don't stop to ask anything. Just walk around the tower, they say. Walk around that massive thing. You know how many people try to climb me, too? It's absolutely appalling. It makes me feel nothing but like I've been used. Have you ever had tiny feet walk all over you? It's absolutely disgusting.
They don't even ask you.
I once had a massage by a Filipino lady. It was quite nice, actually.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds dreadful.
Well, I mean, we're in no rush. I'm in no rush, really. He's kind of in a rush, but I mean, I can wait. So tell me about yourself.
Well, yeah, what
do you like?
Really? I mean, I was born a small pile of rubble not 2,000 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And every year since then, I've grown a little more. I'd like to think internally, but the truth is, it's more external than anything else. You know, it's quite refreshing to be able to talk. So, and as you're looking, you notice it's the full top half of the tower that's just kind of.
It's that guy from Call of Cthulhu.
Absolutely wonderful.
Well, you have a beautiful figure. I mean,
well, thank you. I like to keep thin, of course. You know, all those years, all those people within me make me feel a little chubby. So it's always nice to hear. You know, it's absolutely wonderful speaking to someone. What is your name, young man?
I'm a Dr. Dex Dalton. Dex.
Dr.
Call
Dex.
me Dex.
Very nice, Dex. Wonderful to meet you. And who's your rude friend?
I call him Fartface.
Ah, yes, Fartface seems the appropriate name for such a man, if that is what we can call him.
So, as a creature of your stature, I'm sure you see lots of creatures that go by, whether they're human or I don't know, unicorn or bumpkin or.
Yes. I've seen many creatures.
Have you seen a bumpkin lately?
Oh no, the bumpkin, he usually comes out at night. Now listen, the bumpkin is a harmless chap. Just make sure. Well, you must know about the bumpkin. You know,
I mean, I know of the bumpkin.
Just make sure you tell him you don't have any.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you see today? What's on the horizon?
Oh, well, not much of late, I am afraid. Not many people pass by this way since, well, the king got his crown stolen those years back. But, of course, beyond this is the gingerbread house. And then beyond that is the, well, it's a place you don't want to go.
Okay. This gingerbread house. Can you see it from where you are?
Oh, unfortunately, the canopy of trees is a little too thick, but it's quite in there. Dangerous place.
I walk up to Dex and I tug on his shoulder. I say, "Can we really move this along a little? We're wasting time."
What?
Absolutely rude.
You can hear me, the tower?
Of course I can. The tower again with your absolutely incorrigibleness.
I mean,
we don't use
horseback riding.
We don't use labels here, Sly. Okay? No labels.
You don't even ask me my name. Absolutely appalling.
What is your name, Tower?
What's my name? Tower. God damn it. No one ever says, "What is your name, sir? What is your name?" You know, you. Of course they never ask.
Oh, I got it. What is your name? Your Highness.
Well, I must admit that's rather clever. Of course, my name is Tim. Tim the Tower. The great and powerful tower known as Tim. Now listen, young men. I quite like you, Dex. The other men not so much, but I will give you this young piece of advice. If you wish to proceed into the dark woods, I suggest camping. The days here are very, very long, of course. But the two of you look quite tired. And the gingerbread house is going to be quite exhausting for the two of you. If you would like, you can make a small camp by my feet. I shall keep a watch, vigilant, for anyone who might approach.
Well, I am quite tired after climbing that mountain. So I say yes. I would graciously accept your offer. Tim.
My pleasure. Dex.
Sly, what do you say? Will you make us a fire?
Yeah, whatever. And I walk over and I start making a fire.
Okay, so again,
I'm grumbling the whole time, going for a tower, whatever.
So the conversation between Dex and Tim the Tower continue on, and not much new information is given, but you do understand he's writing a memoir. Sounds quite boring.
Okay.
It's called Brick by Brick. Brick by brick, stone by stone, the little
Stone by stone.
all is grown. It's a rhyming book. Anyway, so yeah, of course.
I love how
Lane does
much
not
joy
fall.
Arlen got from the table of the top.
I just made that up now. But anyway, so he does this. You guys set up camp and you kind of lay out your sleeping pads, and again, of course, it is bright. But you take a quick little nap in the afternoon, and you sleep for a good number of hours. I mean, unless there's anything you want to do before you go to sleep.
No.
I casually ask Tim. So it is daytime right now.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And that's just part of the conversation.
Okay. Yeah, it is daytime right now. So you guys go to sleep, and let's say Justin, give me a intellect roll.
I can do that. I can do that for sure. I have an edge, so I'm going to use an effort. Wait, can I use an effort, or is it just kind of like a passive sort of?
No, if you'd like to.
Okay, so something's itching at me. Something. Okay, so I lowered it by 1 tier, and I will...
Okay, you just succeeded. It was a 9 that you had to beat. So perfect.
Oh, nice.
Do you have 6 XP so far?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where we're keeping in the top? I thought it was might.
No, Mike's totally fine. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't give you that much so far.
Okay, no. I think I got 3.
You open your eyes, and you see a face staring at you.
Oh, nice.
And he kind of smiles at you, and you can smell this foul, fishy breath. And with his beady little eyes, he grins at you and says,
Have you got any?
You don't got any.
And he runs over to you, Sly, and he jumps on your chest, and you kind of waken up in a stir, and he looks at you.
Have you got any?
I'm so curious. Oh God, the impulse. No, we don't. I don't have any.
And he runs away off into the woods. And Tim says, "Oh God, fuck off, bumpkin."
Tim, what would happen if I said I had some?
You don't want to know. Gentlemen, night will be coming soon. Best to set off. And Dex, it was wonderful to be speaking to you. I must say that it was quite a pleasure after all these years. And I've left a copy of my manuscript next to you. And there's next to your bed is a big, thick stack of papers. And for a minute, you you wonder and you kind of want to ask him, but you just tuck it away.
I will cherish it, Tim. Thank you.
Perfect. And you now have an oddity.
Great. Tim.
It's an earned oddity.
I love it. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so you guys head off into the woods.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Yes, we do. I liked that guy, Sly. He was all right.
Yeah, you would.
Hey.
So you
Yeah,
head off into the
Spectre.
woods, and now you can hear night coming. And no longer does the light shine through the trees. And you strike up a torch, the same one you had, so you don't have to waste any resources. And as you walk into the woods, they start feeling darker and damper. And on the horizon, deep within the woods, you see a building.
A big building?
It looks relatively small, like a house.
Okay. Well, are the lights on?
You can't see. You're still quite far away.
Well, we're not tired. I'm not hungry. Are you hungry?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
All right. Well, I mean, do you think whoever lives here? Do you think anybody lives here?
Tim seemed to be pretty against us going towards it. Didn't he warn us about this place?
Did he say something about a house?
He said a lot of things.
Don't go into the house. Did he say that? I don't remember that.
Do we need to, though? Why don't we just keep going?
Yeah, let's just keep going. Let's just avoid it.
Okay, so as you kind of walk around it, it starts coming into view what this house, this gingerbread house.
Ah, that's it. The gingerbread house. So this is it. So I thought, oh, right, so he couldn't see it. That's what he said.
And as you approach, you see its walls and its peaked roof and things sitting outside. And you hide behind a big tree leaning out, and you see the gingerbread.
Ah, gingerbread. Gingerbread.
And as you're you hear a scream. A female scream.
Okay. They're slaughtering the witch. Okay. I run to the door. We should
Okay.
help them, whoever it is.
I thought we were going by it.
Well, you heard the scream. We can't just do nothing.
Well, one of us can.
I knock on the door. Are you okay? I don't knock on the door. I burst through the door.
Okay, I'm going to do dream intrusion.
Yeah.
That you go to burst through the door, you kick it open, but your leg goes through and gets stuck.
Like gingerbread. I am so strong here. All right. Sounds
Are you
good.
gonna
I will
take it, or
take
is it
that.
too harsh?
I'll definitely take it. Like, why not?
Well, see,
And
I feel like my intrusions are different. They're not immediate penalties. They're going to penalize you very quickly.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I give Justin my other point, and because of his willingness to talk to Tim the Tower.
Perfect. So you kick through the door and you're stuck through. You're kind of incapacitated for a few seconds.
And I look at Tim or at Dex, and I go, just like, this world is crazy.
And
That just happened.
you hear movement inside.
Well, I will try to pull my leg out as quickly as possible before it gets gnawed off.
Okay, so as you're kind of doing that, you feel something sharp stab into your leg, and you take 2 points of damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, see, if I said you get stabbed, why would you take the intrusion? So I'm going to say, just so you know, my intrusions are always going to be when I think of them.
It's like a setup.
Exactly, because I feel like if you know what it is, you're more inclined to say no.
And sometimes it'll be a red herring. Sometimes it'll be, looks like something that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
I
nothing
can't think of
happens.
anything. So you get stabbed, you take 1 point, I guess. And,
1 point or 2 points?
well, 2 points, but you have armor, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So immediately, the pain shoots up your leg and you scream, ah! So the three of you roll for initiative, or the two of you roll for initiative.
Ooh, okay. So I'm standing back, like, in the I guess, the candy cane courtyard.
Yeah.
And
Candy cane.
The gumdrop forest.
the gumdrop forest. All right, so I got an 11.
That's our initiative.
Just roll a d20 and then.
No, you do
whoever's
it. You do it for both of us.
Yeah, there's a level. I'm
we
looking
both
for
do
you to
it.
beat it.
No, we don't.
Oh no.
Not
Oh,
for the
I
rules for Cipher system.
Oh, okay.
All of our side goes and all of his side goes. So we only roll once.
Yeah, and normally it's like you and you, but I'm doing the simplified rules version, where basically if one of you succeeds, you guys can go as a group because I find it easier.
Yeah, so we both roll. So you
And-
both do, Chris.
And you need to get over. Well, we'll say 6.
I didn't.
Lower by 1. So no.
I did.
No, sorry, I meant level 6. It needs to be over 18.
Oh, nope, I did not.
Nope. Okay. So, yeah, you feel that stab, and then the door opens, and you actually have to come into it. And before you, you see, you see the dismembered bodies of 2 young children and a witch standing there with blood on her hands and fire in her eyes. And she looks at you, and she pulls out the knife, and she stabs it in again.
Oh no.
I will make.
No, I have an armor class of 2.
Well, I'm gonna say you have an armor class of 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you still get to defend. It's still might defense.
Yeah, this time you get to defend, although you are incapacitated because you can't really move. But I'll let you roll a defense, but it will be at a lower.
Moving my foot back and forth and dodge.
It'll be
Yeah,
a
it's
difficult
going to be reduced dodge.
or
Why do you
increased
have an armor of 2 then?
difficulty.
What do you start with?
I don't know. It says 2.
But you only start with light armor.
Medium armor. It says I have. So I'll say light armor. I'll just say I have light.
Okay, no, if it starts at 2, I'll use her real weapons. So we'll say she still stabs you for 2, and it hurts your leg a lot. Oh, sorry, no, you dodged it.
Yeah.
So you're good. You kind of just move out of the way at the last second. And Justin, you're now standing at the end of a small little passageway, and this witch is stabbing your friend.
Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna run. Are you like shouting right now, Sly?
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll scream. I'll be like, "What? Bitch is crazy! She killed the kids. Don't help. Run!"
Yeah, okay. And I run around to the back door of the house.
Start eating
That's
your
like
way
a
through.
long way, but
Okay.
back of the house.
Okay, so you run around the back of the house.
Yeah.
And
Tell me to run.
Just take out the focal gumdrop, and the whole thing will collapse on her.
It's
It's like
true.
the keystone.
Chris, your turn.
What does your key do again?
Oh, my
Okay,
key?
my turn. I'm pissed off because this old lady's crazy. I'm gonna try to pull my foot through the door,
Yeah.
which I can't imagine being that hard. It's made of gingerbread.
No, it's very easy to do it.
And then I will take my 2 coins, slam them together, throw them in, and run her away.
Okay, you're gonna just throw them in the cottage?
Yeah, just like at her, like put them together and throw
Okay.
them in, and hope that they explode.
Sure.
Do they stick together when I put them together?
Yeah, I picture it like the gum in Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Throw it in and run.
Perfect. So, okay, so you do that, and you throw it in, and you run as far as you can, and it does blow up.
Yeah.
But it's a gingerbread house, so it kind of goes...
Yeah.
and they kind of bounce off.
I die very dramatically.
yeah. And little pieces just kind of fall over her as she does. And she looks at you, and she pulls out like this sickle-type weapon, and she comes at you, and she attacks, because
Oh my
you
God.
wouldn't have gotten as far as you needed to in an attack,
I'm
pull your
very
leg out and run.
disappointed with those coins.
Yeah. Well, the coins are great, but the falling down of what the thing it did damage.
Yeah.
Oh, it did damage, but the actual
Well, just the gingerbread house.
the gingerbread house didn't cause that much damage.
It's a flower. Yeah.
Okay, so she runs at you and she attacks you. So roll your defense, and it's going to be level 6.
Oh.
No. So she slices at you and does 5 damage.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That's her. I was lowering it to 2, but I didn't realize you had the class. So
Well,
5 is the
I'm
regular.
going to. Oh, yeah, it's only 3 damage, but it's still. Or is that 3 damage now?
Now it's 3 damage, correct?
Okay. I will take that from my might.
Okay, so I'm hiding behind a candy cane.
The whole thing just fell down. Yeah.
And is it my turn or is it Chris's turn?
It's your turn. I threw the coins.
Right. So So I say, okay, all right. This lady's bad. I want to get rid of her, and I just start squinting at her, hoping that I can do something similar to her that I did with the log.
Okay.
And the skill I'm using as a paradox is called Exception.
Okay.
And it's only one intellect point. You pick one creature within long range. The target is jolted by a confluence of fundamental forces for 4 points of damage.
Okay.
All right. So basically I'm distorting the physics around her and causing them to buckle in on her.
Do it. Roll for it.
You are so powerful.
I don't have to. It's just an intellect point.
Oh, it's an automatic? Perfect. So you do
spends
it.
points.
And I don't even have to spend anything because I've got an edge.
So
You just spend it. Oh wow! I think it doesn't work that way. I think you still have to spend it.
I don't know if it works that way. I think I have to spend it. I don't know if I can use effort to negate that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna say I'm spending it.
she doesn't have to roll speed defense or anything.
Don't
Read it
think so.
again.
Doesn't say anything. Okay, I'll read the whole thing. The whole thing says, Exception, 1 intellect point. You pick one creature within long range. The target is jolted by a confluence of fundamental forces for 4 points of damage. If the target you select is not native to the recursion where you attack it, its senses are overwhelmed. On a successful attack, in addition to taking 4 points of damage, it cannot act on its next turn. Once exposed to this revision, a non-native creature normally can't be affected by the sense overwhelming portion of this attack again for several hours.
Okay, but she is native.
She is native, so it's just 4 points of damage.
All right. Whatever. Let's do it.
Boom.
All right. So she takes 4 points of damage, and right before you, she kind of was like, and Chris, it's your turn, I believe.
Okay. I
So
will
just see her-
stand up.
You just see her like seizuring in front of you, and you have no idea why.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to grab the nearest candy cane and thrash her with it.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's a medium weapon.
No, I would grab a bigger candy cane.
It's a candy cane.
That.
Imagine like a giant beer bottle.
Imagine being hit by a candy cane that thick. It would
It
hurt
would
like that.
definitely hurt, but it wouldn't be like an axe. If you got hit with like an axe,
I'll suck on it for an hour until it's pointy.
Yeah, well that's
Plus, I
the main
mean,
thing, right?
You don't have as good as a grip on it too, because it's like
Because it's sticky and slidey.
That's right. Yeah, let's not use a candy cane. I'll just shoot.
No, do it.
All right, use the candy cane.
Yeah.
When
Alright.
in Rome. Bam. Natural 7.
No, her defense is 6. Sorry, I should say difficulty 6.
Right, natural
So
7.
18.
I really should use some effort next time. I
Yeah.
really didn't
You
put
really
any
should
effort
have gone
into
into the house.
it. Well, yeah, I know. I'm just screaming.
So she's going to attack you. So do a dodge roll.
My character will become less good as we campaign.
Okay.
Less caring.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to roll. That's right.
Yes,
I'm not-
you might want to spend.
Yeah, I'll use some effort. Let's use some speed. So I will use 2 points of effort, lower it by 1. I have a defensive skill, so that'll lower it by 2 steps.
Okay. So you're still trying to beat a level 6, which would be 18. You lowered it 2 steps, so you want to beat a 12.
Still no.
And you did not. So, yeah, you take 5 points of damage.
Oh, this is going well for me.
Mm.
Take another 3 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Justin? Or sorry, yeah, Justin.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to. So I really should be at 13 intellect points. I'm 90% sure that if it costs a certain amount, I can't just. If it was free for me to do this, then that would be totally OP.
It's free if you have an edge. If it costs 1 intellect point and you have 1 edge, it is free.
Cool.
See, I feel like that's. Yeah. Sweet. All right.
No, I
Okay.
know, but I'm 99% sure that's the rule.
All right. So
Unless I mean that skill might have a specific thing. I'm sure you can't do it like multiple times in a round, but
Take it, Justin.
yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm
you
going
need it.
to use it again. Exception, and just stay behind my candy cane. Keep
I still
on.
feel I still think the dodge thing should be you should have to roll it, but for now we're not going to worry about it because
Yeah.
What does your key do that you can swallow?
I don't know what the key. I thought that
that was the key, the rewind key. The other one was a social disgracer, caused the user to behave in a rude or obnoxious way.
Do it.
All right. So it does have a thing about my revisions. It does say you can tap into the strange to affect the world around you. When you use a revision, you essentially revise reality. Most revisions require that you spend one or more intellect points and have a free hand that you can use to direct the release of the revision's effect. If no intellect point cost is given for a revision, it functions continuously without needing to be activated. Some revisions specify a duration, but you can always end one of your own revisions anytime you want. Doesn't say
Perfect.
anything about effort, but it's just good.
Well, we'll leave it like this for now, and we'll read it for the future.
Okay, so once again, I do 4 points of damage.
Perfect. Okay, and it's her turn.
That's intellect damage too, so it's different from.
Oh,
Is it intellect damage? It says
I don't-
4 points of damage.
well, it's still health. So she only has health. So,
Right.
Chris, she's going to attack you.
Yeah, so.
So why don't you roll some dodge?
I will use some effort.
Yes.
You know what? No, I'm not going to use effort. It doesn't make
Okay.
sense to use effort because if I use effort, I have defensive advantage, so it lowers it by 1. But if I use effort, I'm automatically losing 2 points from my pool versus
Well, is it a speed
taking a
defense?
potential 2 points, right? It doesn't make a difference.
Possibly.
Is it speed defense or is it might defense?
It all depends on what I want to use. You can use either.
I'll tell you this. She is bloodied, so I'm dropping her level by 1. So it will be a little easier.
Here goes. Still no dice.
No dice? Why is your dice stream not working? Oh, it's a
No.
4. Never mind. She hits you for 5 points. And after she stabs you and blood cuts out of your arm, she licks the site.
Ew. Yes.
And
All right.
you look past her and you see the decapitated heads of 2 young children, a boy and a girl with blonde hair.
All right. I'm pissed off. So I back up. I swiftly move back to a short distance and I fire my arrow using Pierce. And I'm going to use my effort.
Okay, so you're going to back and attack, which your ability gives you, and then
Yep.
you're going to attack. Then you're going to use an effort to lower it by 1 tier. Correct?
That's right. So my speed is now down to 7. And
Her speed defense is still 6, so she's now down to 5 to miss it. But I'm going to lower it, so you need to get 12 or higher.
okay. My goodness.
Not rolling that great. So she dodges it.
All right. Can I use XP at any point to help out?
What do you mean?
Yeah, you can use an XP to re-roll.
I'm going to use an XP to
That's right.
reroll.
Go for it. Let's do that.
My God!
Oh no!
What is going
Something
on?
doesn't love you. All right.
Yeah, so I'm down in XP. I'm down points. Good day.
Oh, but the community can spend their own experience points. If you want to spend 5 XP to give Sly some extra health,
Oh, look,
I'm
can
gonna be
Sly
giving
eat
him-
some of the house's medicine?
a 1d6.
Eat the house's medicine?
Which is medicine and which is candy? It's a fun thing.
There is a thread currently running that's a spend XP thread. If you'd like to spend some XP to help these cats out, go ahead and comment below there because I'm only watching there when I'm looking to cash. I know Aisha said 15 XP for an intrusion, which I do have, and I'm going to use.
Getting harder.
But Aisha, you let me know under that what you want them to do because it's your choice.
Thanks, Aisha. Appreciate that.
She might have thought that was when it was good, because I know she thought at one point an intrusion was good, but they're bad. So, anyone who wants to do that, comment there. In the meantime, it is Justin's turn, I believe.
All right. So Dex is starting to get a little bored, but he's having fun with the with this this new strange sort of.
Oh, well,
feeling.
Matthew spent 5 XP for Chris. So, Chris, you go ahead and roll, and let's give a big thank you to Matt. Matthew,
You know what? I can also. I forgot the healing system here. You can do an instant heal at any point. You know,
yes,
you can do that
5-second heal. Oh, no,
Right.
that's from Minera. Is that the same here?
It is, I think, the same system.
Oh, yeah. Recovery rules.
5 seconds, 10
Action,
minutes.
10 minutes, 1 hour, 10 hours.
Okay, so I might do that next round. But right now, I'm going to shoot her again.
Well, it still takes an action. Well, no, he's giving you 5 XP for a healing roll. That's your.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and
So
I'm
roll
gonna
1d6.
Ah, yeah. Thank you, Matthew.
Very nice. Okay, Justin, what are we doing?
All right, I'm having fun with this. Starting to get the feel for what I'm doing exactly, and I'm doing it again and again, and I do it again, make an exception and cause her to hurt inside.
Okay, so it'll be.
And I'm getting more cocky too and confident, and I'm like leaning on the barricade.
All right, so she is still alive, and it's her turn. So she looks at you, Chris. She's got a shit of she has a shit ton of spells. So let's just do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna roll 1d4 because I didn't read them, and we'll read them live and find out what they do. She is going to do Charm.
Oh.
A victim within short range who fails an intellect defense roll becomes the witch's slave.
Okay, let's do this intellect defense roll.
Perfect. So I'm assuming you roll against her intellect, and her intellect is. Oh.
Her level, usually.
Yeah. Well, it says deception and disguise, which I'm going to say is probably in her intellect. But you know what? Because that's impossible, it's a 21. It's a level 7. So we're going to say it's a 15 or higher. It's going to be a level 5. It's going to be equal to her level.
All right, I'll lower it by 1 step, too. So that's going to cost me a total of 3, which brings my intellect down to a whopping 5.
So you need a 12 or...
About time. There we go.
Oh. So she goes to charm you. And you just look at her like what?
I'm not into freaky women.
All right, and it's your turn.
Oh, is it again? All right, I will shoot again.
Yeah,
Diving behind. Okay, I'm going to dive behind a wall that's been created by a half blown up gingerbread piece.
Okay, but it's still gingerbread, so you could fire through it. You could literally.
That's right. I know. I will. But I'll take a bite as I.
Okay. And what are you doing? Your bow?
Yeah, my bow.
Okay.
I'm going to not use effort. I'll use effort because I would like to.
Okay.
So lowered by 1 step.
So 1 step, 15 or higher, you still need.
Why would I use mine? Okay. Got it. 15 or higher. I'm really enjoying my roll.
You fire at her, and it just goes into a gingerbread wall behind her. And Justin?
Dex is going to spend an XP to make that happen, to let him roll again.
Thank you.
Okay.
I can do that, right?
Sure.
I think that's a thing.
Yeah, why not?
I agree.
All right, yeah. I'm giving you an XP.
Yep, it's broken.
Oh,
This is
no.
broken. Oh, this is not happening for me today. Wow, that's like, what have I rolled? Like 3, 3, 2, 5, 3.
I feel like you've had 1 over 10, and that was your 15.
Yeah, I feel like this witch has cursed me. Do witches do that? Do witches curse people?
No, they don't.
Literally don't.
No.
Justin, your turn.
All right, I'm going to
Blast her.
I'm gonna blast her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you turn. Well, describe it. Not dead,
Okay.
but you can describe what you do.
So I'm looking around for creative ways to blast her, and all I can come up with is like a cool pose. So yeah, I know what I do. I start forming this imaginary ball in my hand, and I pull it back like this, and I go, yeah!
So you fire this ball at her, and it hits her in the chest.
It's imaginary. It's an imaginary ball.
Well, either way, you can see the electricity in your attack kind of flow through her, and she's like, "Ugh." And as you do, Chris, before your eyes, you see the veins in her eyeballs start to pop, and her eyes start going red, and a little bit of blood starts leaking out, and she kind of coughs a little bit. And you can see rage just swelling up inside her. And she takes a step towards you, Justin, outside of the path, because you're kind of on the outside of it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I was like behind the house. I'd run behind the house, right?
Oh, well, where were you attacking her from then?
Same place.
Behind the candy
house
cane.
is gone, remember?
The house is gone.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. What I mean to say is, either way, she's between the two of you, and she kind of stands up and she says, "You have made a terrible mistake." And you see this ball of fire come from within her, and she holds it in two hands, and she points it at both of you, and she goes like this, and an arrow hits her in the head, and she falls back into a candy cane shaped stake that drives right through her heart in her house. And she coughs up blood, and before you, the two of you, she dies. And the two of you lock eyes for a second across from each other, and you turn to where the arrow came from, and you see a figure walk out of the shadows, a figure you recognize as the man you left back in the kitchen, passed out, in full form. And he turns to you and says, "My name's Liam. Nice to catch up with you boys." And we're going to end it there. I really wanted to have Michael on to do that final, but unfortunately he's just a little too busy tonight. He's got a lot going on. But he will be back next week as Liam to start off and join these guys on their quest to find the crown for King Leopold. Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. It was a blast. We are so excited to do this next week. And remember, tomorrow morning we're going to post the Cypher thread, which means we want you guys to submit Cypher ideas, kooky, zany things that you've seen these guys use already. We want, it'll be descripted in the post as well, but we want your best ideas. Submit them in comments below that post. And then what we'll do is later on the week on Sunday, we'll convert that into a poll, and you guys can vote for your own or for another, whichever you think is the best. That winner we're going to bring into the game, and maybe a few more depending on how many ciphers we get. And that way these guys can use them. So you can see the cipher you create in-game. Also, the winners get experience points, which you guys have seen you can spend in-game to help heal these guys, to help create intrusions, and all that kind of stuff. So now you kind of get an idea of which recursion we're working through right now. So think of some really great intrusions. You can always send us an email at theinvictusstream@gmail.com if you have intrusion ideas and the amount of XP, I think it's 15, that you want to spend to do that. Other than that, hope you guys have a fantastic week and a great weekend. And thank you again so much for being here. You guys have anything else to say?
I want to say what a great start to a new campaign and starting our season off right. Harlan, that was a lot of fun, really creative, and I look forward to playing this eventually.
Well, you guys make it fun, and the community makes it that much more fun. So we're going to see you guys back here next Wednesday. Have a fantastic week, and as Chris always likes to say,
we'll see you around the table.
We'll see you around the table, guys. Good night.